and YouTube channel. Here are your hosts, John Kincade and Andrew Salciunas. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Wow. What a night last night was for the world of baseball. We will talk about the impact of it for the United States of America, but first and foremost, John Kincade, last night was an incredible atmosphere. You talked about it in post-show headlines, which is something we do every single day after the show. Just go to 97.5 The Fanatic's YouTube page, find post-show headlines. You talked about the energy at Marlins Ballpark, the stadium in Miami, when the DR was there and when Team Venezuela was there last night in the previous game. And it's such an incredible atmosphere. United States fans showed up as well yesterday, but there was a different buzz with the Dominican Republic fans, the Venezuelan fans. And from the very beginning, from the introductions of both teams, the performance that the stadium put together with the two flags CGI'd out in the outfield, it was awesome from start to finish.
It was a great night, very exciting. The energy in that building was amazing. And I thought that the American fans that somehow shoehorned themselves into the building, managed to get tickets, did a good job of trying to keep up with the energy themselves.
Yeah.
And they didn't have didn't have anything really to cheer for. Didn't have a runner in scoring position all night long.
Yeah, and then they finally had something to cheer for
in the eighth.
Man, did it impact this city in the eighth inning. So this game and this tournament, today is one of those days where it's the oak tree, John. I always mention the oak tree, and there's many branches to the discussion. So there are 4 bullet point topics that we'd like to start the show off with. And if there's 1, 2, 3, or all 4 that you want to react to, feel free. Davis Honda text line 610-632-0975. You want to call in and talk about it, YouTube, feel free. Today's one of these days, kind of like last week, where we were gifted with the random news of all over the world of sports. Yesterday was a huge event.
We're never having that day again.
No, that day's never happening.
That day could never happen again.
But in terms of the world of sports and baseball, this World Baseball Classic, the viewership skyrocketed, right? So the old thought of not many people care about the World Baseball Classic, I don't know what the change was for people, because you've had people like Connor and I that were always in it. But for whatever reason, the viewership, you can't deny it. It jumped over 200% for many games.
Well, part of that was the games were played at times when people could see them.
Sure.
Remember, there were other times where the World Baseball Classic, the games were played at odd times.
Right.
So the games were played at
the games that were overseas in some of the
there
pools.
There were games at 8 in the morning and stuff. So the reason the ratings went up is because the primetime games always did well. It's the games that were played at the odd time. So there's a lot of that is that.
Sure.
But the thing is, the interest here, you cannot deny.
No,
the interest in this tournament was much better. It was so well presented. I think the tournament was really well presented. And honestly, it was a lot of fun. I mean, it was fun. I like watching, and this is what was weird. I enjoyed watching the foreign teams, though, that actually seemed like they've got an energy to them that's really infectious and fun to watch.
Look, it mattered more to other countries. It just did. We can be honest about it. I know that it came out, I think it was Jeff Passan or Buster Olney, one of them said that Bryce Harper was in tears after they lost, and so were other players. It was not just Bryce Harper, that they were in tears after losing yesterday. But in terms of the energy during games, it's not the same. Right?
It's just not.
I saw somebody put out a tweet that the Bryce Harper home run, which we'll get to in a second, when he hit that home run, if it was either the Dominican Republic team or if it was Team Venezuela that had that impactful home run, the entire dugout would be following the home run hitter around the bases.
Well, remember the Venezuela game against Japan, when the lead home run is hit, the entire team came out and ran along the base path with them. There's an energy about the foreign players that's sort of absent the American players.
Right. Absolutely.
And the thing is, though, I don't blame the American players, because I believe that the American public and the American culture sort of chokes it out of them. That we sort of say that's not the way you're supposed to do it.
When ultimately it's a kid's game, loosen up.
Yeah,
seriously.
It is so much.
Just have fun playing baseball.
It is so much fun to watch these guys play ball and the energy with which they attack it. I'll tell you, it did a lot for the sport.
Oh, it absolutely
did a lot for the sport.
It absolutely did.
I enjoyed it. And going in, we talked about it on post-show headlines many, many times. I was not all bought in. I was not all excited about it. And I enjoyed it more and more and more. It sucked me in because I thought the quality demanded my attention.
Oh, no, by the way, the games were great, right? Like
no, they were
2-1 against the Dominican Republic, 3-2 loss yesterday to Venezuela. Like, these games were tight.
I expected more offense in the whole series. I was surprised. I expected, if you had said to me with these lineups, I would have said this is going to be an offensive-dominated World Baseball Classic. Exactly the opposite.
And then you look at the starting pitchers and the relievers
dominated
for all the teams. You're like, damn.
These bullpens were amazing.
Yeah.
And it reinforced last night. It's something that one of my buddies and I, we argue all the time about. He hates my point about I would rather have a dominant bullpen than a dominant starting rotation to try to win a World Series. And I say, has the World Baseball Classic showed you? Having a dominant bullpen, I think in today's day and age, as long as your offense is solid.
Right. They got to score runs.
I'd rather have a dominant bullpen.
Yeah, you go through 5 innings with Jamie Moyer,
Let
and
it
then you have
keep around, and then
J.C. Romero and Ryan Madsen and Brad Lidge.
And mix and match and get your way through it. But you guys were right. You and Connor were all excited about this tournament. I was like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. I'm going to watch. I'm going to pay attention.
Sure.
I really enjoyed it.
Last
it was
night
a lot of fun.
was electric. So let's go to the Oak and let's look at the different branches. We'll start with the one that probably impacts us the most. And it was this home run in the bottom of the 8th inning, down 2-0, 2 outs in the inning, and up steps to the plate Bryce Harper.
Harper sends a fly ball to deep center field. Better late than never. Bryce Harper has tied the championship.
That, of course, Joe Davis of Fox. Joe Davis.
Great call, by the way.
Joe Davis, the swing of his life. We all remember that from the National League Championship Series against the Padres. That was great to see. Now, again, yesterday when we talked about Bryce Harper, we made it abundantly clear. Nobody was overreacting to 6 games.
There was one yesterday, though, on the Fanatic. Bill Colarulo, as I listened to Unfiltered, Ricky and Silvana were trying to talk him off the ledge, and the listeners were.
What was he saying?
That last night was going to determine a lot about how he felt about Bryce Harper's 2026 season.
One game on March 17th.
And Ricky, I thought Ricky was going to lose his mind. And it's one of those things you listen in your car and you're playing along. You feel like you're part of a show. You're listening and you're like, come on. And Ricky was going to lose his mind. And was like, are you kidding me? One game? Silvana was like saying, are you serious?
Yeah, one game.
Stop it, Bill. Stop it.
Well, now he must be thrilled because in that one game, Bryce Harper had a good one.
The thing is, though, I think that the comment, in the home run call was specific. Is better late than never. I appreciate that he showed up. Mm-hmm. I appreciate that he showed up. But to me, it doesn't change. As I said yesterday, it doesn't change. One game wasn't going to change what I think Bryce Harper's going to be this year. We'll see again. To me, it's always baseball's always Memorial Day. Sure. I'm going to give it time, but for Bryce Harper, he gets a lot more time because everything we know is there's always going to be a hot streak coming.
Yeah, to say that last night was going to be the difference maker.
Like it was going to change his whole way of thinking going into the season about Bryce Harper.
That's a bit of a stretch.
They were ready to kill him.
But I'll say this, and again, deservedly so. But I'll say this: it was good to see.
It was good to see, and it's good that you want him. I want Bryce Harper getting on that plane, getting in a car to drive over to Clearwater.
Right,
I want him having a positive thought in his head about the 2026 season.
With everything that's gone down since November, the not elite comments,
correct,
then the passive aggressive back and forth.
A lot of it's self-created.
It really was. And again, we talked about it yesterday. Regardless of what you think about 6 games in March, he did put the target on his back by having the comments of,
correct,
I can't wait to have Aaron Judge bat behind me. And finally, yesterday, as the base hit early on in the game, that led to anything. But then the big home run that ties the ball game in the 8th inning on a national stage where a lot of people were watching. Because let's face it, there's a lot of people that don't like Bryce Harper outside of Philadelphia. Bryce Harper is like a villain in baseball for a lot of cities.
It's so funny is there are Philly fans. And last night I saw it on social media, and I think the Phillies were trying to push it, that are pushing him as like Captain America.
Yeah, no.
I'm like,
well, it ain't Aaron Judge. Yeah,
I'm like Bryce Harper is the rest of the country does not look at Bryce Harper as he's the guy represent. The rest of the country does not dig Bryce Harper.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like Bryce Harper
is not
Philadelphia.
Bryce Harper is not a popular figure around the country.
Right.
I don't know where this whole Bryce Harper's like Captain America. Oh, he's an American kid. Nobody cares. He's not popular. Like he was really not like really well.
But I'm sure he was popular for about 5 minutes last night,
He
man.
helped deliver it. And more importantly, I hope that Bryce Harper doesn't care about that. But he does care about stuff like that a lot.
So question one of the Oak is, when you saw that home run from Bryce Harper, what was your reaction? I'm not talking about reaction like, did you jump off your couch? Did you have the reaction
I bet people did. Connor
I'm sure.
did.
I'm sure. I did. But did you have a reaction of, all right, that was good to see, or are you not going to make much of that home run? That's number one, 610-632-0975. Number two, on a not-so-happy note, because Bryce Harper plays for the Phillies, and that's great. Great to see one of our guys come up huge. What was not great to see was not one of our guys come up even bigger in the very next inning, top of the ninth inning, this go-ahead double by Eugenio Suarez.
Into left center field, headed for the gap, and Venezuela has retaken the lead. And Eugenio Suarez just like that.
So, full disclosure, I'm not just reacting to that double. It starts 2 nights ago when he hits the home run against Aaron Nola to make it a 2-1 ball game. And then he hits the go-ahead double yesterday, and my brain can't stop thinking about how Dave Dombrowski did not sign that man to a 1-year, $15 million deal. We all thought, they're not going to sign him because it's going to be 2 for whatever, 3 for whatever. The Cincinnati Reds, all right, the Cincinnati freaking Reds signed that guy to a 1-year, $15 million deal, and we couldn't do that because third base is blocked. It's blocked by pencil bat Alec Boehm.
Because they didn't have anybody. They were already eating the money for Nick Castellanos. They're already going to eat that money.
Yep.
They couldn't eat the money on him, too.
I thought stupid money. I want my championship. I want my freaking trophy back.
You can't eat
I've
that.
heard all these chesty comments.
Pay a bunch of players that don't play for you.
You can't. Come on. You can't. You cannot eat the
Not
money.
my money, Connor.
All right. You've loved Suarez for how many years? You've been looking at him the trade deadline for how many years?
Oh, no, I understand.
This is just one of your guys, but I did not see anything.
$30 million.
One of my guys that steps on this field and is your 4-hole hitter. What have the Phillies been missing for 3 freaking years? A 4-hole hitter.
I understand.
It makes perfect sense. He's a right-handed power bat that could step in and back clean up for this team, and yet I got to watch slap the other way Boehm.
It doesn't make perfect sense because he can't field the
He
damn
can't
lick.
field. You can't put him in the field. He cannot play. He cannot play the field, and you cannot eat another $10 million. You're eating $20 million. You can't eat another 10. I mean, come on. I understand it's
Makes
their
me
fault.
angry.
I
This is your
understand.
Jazz Chisholm thing all over again.
Yes, because it's another guy that got traded for and immediately made an impact for the
It's
team.
not as big of a deal as you make it.
All right, fine.
I think. Yeah.
I'll react my way. You react your way.
Look, I'd love to see. I would have loved to have seen Suarez here. So I'm not diminishing what you're saying. I think your reaction's over the top.
I think our reaction to why the Phillies keep on losing in the playoffs is the bats go cold. And that's a bat that could have helped you.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about third base
But where
fielding
do
is the
you
reason
play
why
him?
they didn't make it. Third base. You deal with it.
You deal with what? You already got a shortstop who, though he had an okay year last year, is not a good fielding shortstop either.
Deal with it. You hope that
can't.
you win with the bats.
Not on a team built with pitching. You do not do that. That would be stupid.
All right, we'd love your
Can't do
reactions to that as well. 610-632-0975. That's number 2 for you to respond to on the Davis Honda text line. Feel the Davis difference at Davis Honda in Burlington. Number 3.
Yes.
Team USA got upset. Like they lost. They were the favorites to win the tournament.
Yes, they should have won.
And they were monster favorites last night. And they lose. Here's how it sounded at the end, courtesy of Fox.
Venezuela, the best in baseball.
How do you react? Like yesterday, again, to bring up post-show headlines. Check it out. We talk about it all the time, Johnny.
Right.
It's great. I asked John a question that I knew what your answer would be, and I do believe it is the correct answer. If Team USA won, your reaction is what? If Team USA loses, your reaction is what? And can you tell people what your answer was yesterday on post-show headlines?
And I said in advance exactly what I'll say here. It's unfair, But if they lose, I put more importance on it than if they win.
Because if they win, you expected it.
If they win, they're the favorites, and they were expected to win. And by the way, they should have won.
It's not that you wouldn't have celebrated it.
No, exactly. They should have won. They're expected to win. This is our game. It's our sport. It's our game. This is just like us mocking Canada. We lost the World Baseball Classic. It's our sport, and we lost it. That's embarrassing. It's a real embarrassment. Absolute embarrassment. And that's a shame.
I wonder how much.
But I put two more. I wouldn't put as much emphasis on it if they had won.
Which is crazy.
But I said that in advance. I said it in advance. Because when you're the heavy favorite, you're supposed to win.
Yeah, but hang on. They were the heavy favorite in this game. Now,
they were the
favorite.
They're favored in every game they've played.
They were not favored against the Dominican Republic, were they?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they were.
I believe they were dogs.
I think they were favorites, and they were a favorite to win the tournament.
They were favored to win the tournament from the very beginning.
DR was second.
Yes.
Japan was third, and then there was nobody. I don't.
United States was favored to win the tournament.
Venezuela came in on the on the odds.
This is a wild story.
I think Venezuela came in fifth in odds to begin the tournament.
Yeah, Italy wasn't one of the top four.
I mean, Italy came out of nowhere.
You had some dogs making some pretty deep runs in this tournament.
I mean, Japan is wild. It's a wild story.
Like, does this matter to people? I'm curious. Like, this is a when it comes to baseball in this city and most cities, you care about your team, right? We care about the Phillies probably more than we care about Team USA because the Phillies are our team and Team USA is a couple of our players, right? I wonder how much this actually matters to people. Like, was last night just a fun night and when they lost, you were like, oh, darn? Or do you take it in a way where you're like, this is an embarrassment for the country when it comes to the sport of baseball?
That would be over Connor. I mean, I want to hear Connor because Connor is very, he gets very animated, but he gets very enthusiastic too. I think it would be over the top to paint it as, oh my gosh, this is a national huge embarrassment. But it is just like Canada. You lost this is our sport. You were the heavy favorite. You were the favorite from the beginning. You lost. This is just like Team Canada, and we mocked Canada for it.
Yeah, well, we also mocked them because they treated it like losers. But here's what I'll say. It is embarrassing for the United States. Not the fact that they lost. How they lost.
Explain.
If you lose that game because, I don't know, Nolan McLean, the 21-year-old pitcher is out there, and a bunch of guys turned down Team USA because their teams don't want to play or they don't want to pitch or whatever, and you lose that game 8-7 in a slugfest, that's one thing. You got how many hits with that lineup? With those guys? It's the way that they lost. And let's go back to the Dominican Republic game. And I know that's another good team that you faced. You scored how many runs?
Look, if you lose to the DR,
it's not as painful.
But I'm talking, I don't care win or loss. I care about that lineup finding a way to produce more offensively than what they did throughout most of the tournament.
I think, Connor, that's very fair and measured. That this offense really.
Look, when they won,
they blew it.
When did you wear the USA sweater?
Multiple times, but
like what I'm saying is like you were wearing it after big wins, and then they lose. So I'm not surprised by your reaction. Oh, by the way, speaking of the USA hockey sweater, I say shame on Tarek Skubal.
Yeah, get out of here, dude.
Tarek Skubal,
showing up yesterday?
Showing up yesterday
to do what? What was he there for?
Wearing the USA jersey as if he's a part of it. All right, dude, you pitched in the first opening game against Great Britain. Wow, way to really go up against a Titan. You go up against Great Britain, and then you do this whole song and dance of, wow, I didn't realize how big this was, which, by the way, I'm sure there's a lot of people, like Bryce Harper. I wonder if he wants to walk back his comments about this isn't the Olympics. I'm pretty sure him having an emotional reaction to losing yesterday and seeing what the Venezuelan players... Okay, whatever.
Performative.
The players on Venezuela and the way that it mattered to them, like I hope some of these guys walk back their comments of how it didn't matter as much and how the Olympics are bigger and all that kind of stuff. That mattered to that Venezuelan team yesterday. And Tarek Skubal trying to walk in like he signed the group project in college. I think that's wrong, man. Don't come in with whatever Jack Hughes jersey or whatever when you decide to show up against Great Britain and disappear and then all of a sudden say, oh, wait, I want to be a part of this.
It was a half-assed commitment from Skubal.
Yeah.
But also, too, what I don't understand is this. He doesn't think – so Saturday he pitches for – or Sunday. Saturday or Sunday. He pitches for the Tigers. And then he pitches but he's not going to pitch in the World Baseball Classic. So you're not going to get injured Saturday, but you're going to get injured Tuesday?
Yeah.
The logic, and it was all about money for Tarek Skubal. A desire saying, I'm afraid I'm going to get hurt. My agent told me I shouldn't do this. That's pathetic.
Yeah,
because what are you going to get? If he wasn't pitching in spring training in meaningless games, I'd go, okay, then he's not pitching in meaningless games, then that makes sense. It doesn't make sense what he did.
Yeah, watch the game from your house, dude. I don't need you showing up in the USA jersey.
And he's strutting in there. Like he strutted in there like he was honestly, like O'Neal. Like going in the other night, the guy who killed Bin Laden. He's like strutting in there like he accomplished something. Dude, you pitched against Great Britain. Yeah, you got Austin Powers out.
All right, your reaction to Harper's home run. Did we really not pay Eugenio Suarez $15 million because of Alec Boehm? Team USA gets upset. Does that matter to you? And the increase in viewership, I think, is an interesting topic because there are a lot of people that don't or did not care about the tournament and have a new outlook on it. 610-632-0975. We'll get your reaction on any or all of those bullet points next. Also, the Eagles have a new wide receiver, and there was a big trade in the NFL. How does it impact A.J. Brown's? Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Whether you are younger, older, or whatever, Dan White & Associates wants to help you find certainty in your financial future. Now, if you are heading towards retirement, your financial future involves looking just ahead a few years. If you are talking about somebody who is just starting out, you're a young married couple, you're trying to decide how you're going to save for that new house, how you're going to save for your kids' college education, your financial future is going to span decades. That's why Dan White & Associates have been in business for over 40 years, around 40 years now, because they help you find certainty in your financial future. They realize that finances can be an overwhelming topic, an uncomfortable conversation. So they host these educational seminars. You and your spouse go to dinner, go listen to a nice little talk. You can hear about what they've done for people throughout Pennsylvania, Delaware, and Maryland. And then you can schedule your own complimentary no-risk consultation where in private you can speak to the team from Dan White & Associates and have that first conversation about your money, your future, your plans, your dreams. And Dan White & Associates can help you set up the plan that helps you get there. It's complimentary. It's no risk. And I'm telling you, these people, they are different. They're going to stress test that retirement plan. They're going to educate you on how to best handle things. So, hey, make that call today. Check out danwhiteandassociates.com on the web and tell them John Kincade sent you.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Eagles go Hollywood. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Eagles added to the wide receiver room yesterday with the addition of Hollywood Brown in free agency. He was signed to a one-year deal worth up to $6.5 million. Brown had 587 yards and 5 touchdowns for the Chiefs last year. He slots in as the Eagles' number 3 wide receiver. Of course, assuming A.J. Brown is still here. Jeff Mosher talked about where Marquise Hollywood Brown fits.
I've always felt they needed a true slot receiver. Brown has been an inside and outside guy throughout his career. He did play a decent amount of the slot with the Chiefs. So if that's what they have in mind for him, I think that would be good.
That from Middays with Marks, of course, Jeff Mosher of Inside the Birds. Now, it wasn't the biggest wide receiver news in the NFL yesterday. The Dolphins traded Jalen Waddle at a 4th-round pick to the Broncos for a 1st, 3rd, and 4th. Something to keep an eye on as far as the market for number 1 wide receivers. The short-handed Sixers lost to the Nuggets out in Denver, 124-96 last night. They're off tonight. Flyers play the Ducks tonight out in Anaheim, 10 p.m. Puck drop. You can hear that game live here on The Fanatic. Union play America in the second leg of a CONCACAF Champions Cup matchup. They're down 1-0 on aggregate. And, of course, Team USA fell to Venezuela at the World Baseball Classic final 3-2. Despite a game-tying home run in the 8th inning by Bryce Harper. This update is brought to you by Mattress Firm. Having trouble sleeping? Visit Mattress Firm during the Upgrade Your Sleep sale. Their sleep experts will help find your perfect bed. They make sleep easy. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
We're Temple made, but for some reason, trust this Washington College guy to produce. Charity comes in many forms. Kincade Salciunas is back from the break. I wonder what they're going to get into.
This hour of Kincade Salciunas is presented by Bradford White Water Heaters. Bradford White, they're here for the pro.
All right, 6:31 here on Kincade Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic. Of the 4 bullet points, your reaction to Bryce Harper's home run, did we really not pay Eugenio Suarez $15 million? Team USA gets upset. How much does that matter to you? And why the increase in viewership? The one that has gotten the most reaction on YouTube so far has been the Bohm Suarez thing.
Okay, do people understand it?
No. People are mad with me. I'm underrating Alec.
I think that there's I don't know, and I'm going to be I may be on an island with this, or maybe Gilligan will be with me here, Connor.
Hey, I'm Skipper over here.
I don't know if that's you're too slim. I don't see in problems for the Phillies. Alec Bohm's not towards the top of my list.
And again,
I'm thinking about why the Phillies may not meet expectations this year. Alec Bohm is not near the top of my list of worries.
To me, the biggest thing is the 4-hole spot. And there are 2 areas where you could improve that. Right field because of Nick Castellanos' struggles.
Okay.
Or third base because Alec Bohm does not hit for power. As we have said 100 times, as I said 1 billion times, if Alec Bohm batted 6th in this lineup, it's a totally different story. But the problem is there's nobody to bat 4th, so you bat Alec Bohm. It's not necessarily Alec Bohm's fault. It's the Phillies' lineup construction, and a guy like Suarez changes that lineup construction.
Well, I wonder, though, but the thing is, though, not trying to be critical, but trying to tell you how it is you present it as an Alec Bohm problem.
Yeah.
Whereas it's a Phillies problem.
Yeah, and Alec Bohm is the guy that's playing that position
again. It's a Dave Dombrowski problem.
Yes.
This is a Phillies don't know how to handle their business problem.
Right, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, look, I've been done with the Bohm experience for 2 years now. Like, I haven't really hid that.
But of problems that the Phillies have, Alec Bohm is down. It honestly is not on my. If I'm starting on the list of things of going, what could keep the Phillies from achieving this year? I'm not really thinking Alec Bohm is going to be the big problem because Alec Bohm shouldn't be counted on to be a 4-hole. That's a Dave Dombrowski stupidity.
But if you replace Bohm with Suarez, Suarez is now your 4-hole hitter, which has been the one of the bigger problems of this team in recent years. Bats from the right side.
Agreed.
One of the bigger problems with this team over the years. Ever since Rhys Hoskins got hurt, they've not been able to replace that. And then it shifts the entire lineup 5 through 9. It changes everything.
Ever since Bryce got Rhys sent out of town.
Sure.
Yes. That's happened. That's been a problem. It has been.
But that's one way to fix the problem, man. It's not even close to the optimal way. Your right fielder who you signed this offseason could be your cleanup hitter.
You hope. Yes.
We'll see.
And we are hoping that.
Center fielders can bat cleanup. Left fielders can bat cleanup. Second baseman could potentially bat cleanup. The Phillies were interested in trading for Ketel Marte, per reports. Like, it doesn't have to be third base. And your third baseman had one of the best averages on the team last year. He's been an all-star starter. He does create RBIs when he has the gap-to-gap stuff working. Like, you're trying to replace one of your better offensive players by average when you have a bunch of average to subpar guys that could also be replaced by a cleanup hitter.
But I look at fear of making a mistake. You fear making a mistake to Suarez. You don't fear making a mistake.
Okay, I'm looking at 162, which this team needs with the Mets and the Braves in the division.
Sure, yeah.
And I'm looking at 162, and I'm saying Alec Bohm I don't think is going to be a huge deterrent to this team reaching their 162 goals.
Sure.
So,
and then what we're going to say in June before the trade deadline is they need to acquire a right-handed power bat that can bat in the middle of the order. Unless Garcia gets back to the form from 3 years ago.
And that would be fine, but it doesn't have to be replacing Alec Bohm.
It doesn't have to be. Where are you replacing? What position are you replacing?
Field.
But I mean,
center field,
right field, whatever it is.
Well, you're not going to replace Justin Crawford.
Justin Crawford shouldn't be a center fielder.
You say you're not going to replace him. If you get to the trade deadline, the guy's not hitting.
Justin Crawford should be a left fielder.
Right.
So that was what we were always told by the organization he was going to be anyway. So Justin Crawford should be moved over. Your center fielder could be that guy. Or maybe it's a left fielder that's got your power bat. Or maybe whatever it is.
Second baseman. Maybe the Diamondbacks are not good this year. Ketel Marte pops back up at the trade deadline.
Like you've got, to me, I just don't look at him being a huge problem.
I thought that was the position you could have addressed the easiest because you're just signing a guy. You're trading Alec Boehm, and you're signing guy. You're losing him after this year anyway.
You're losing one of your best bats too, though.
You're losing him after this year anyway. And he's not coming back. I can't imagine a world where Alec Boehm's back.
Yeah,
after if I'm Alec Boehm, I'm saying screw you guys. Like, you've been trying to trade me for the last 2 years.
Yeah, but I need the thing is, I understand what you're saying, and it's totally valid. But this year, I'm worried about this year. And this year, Alec Boehm is not going to be a deterrent to this team getting to where they need to be, to having an opportunity, I believe, to get where they need to be. And so I need Alec Boehm to just go out. Hey, he's one of the guys who actually has an approach at the plate that can hit for average and do everything, which is
and Bryce Harper hates him batting behind him.
Well, isn't that a shame?
He made that abundantly clear in Clearwater, didn't he?
That's great.
All right, you can climb in on any of the bullet points, 610-632-0975. Before we get to the text line, Eagles signed a new wide receiver yesterday. Hollywood Brown comes here on a very cheap deal. If you guys remember, Hollywood Brown, when he was a first-round selection, 2019 NFL draft, he was one of the guys that had the ridiculous 40 time, right?
Amazing.
It was it back-to-back years, him and John Ross, that just had like the ridiculous 40 times? And the questions were the same for both those players. How does that translate to the NFL? You know, can they do everything other than just the speed? Can they stay healthy? Which, by the way, that's been a bit of an issue for Hollywood Brown. But Hollywood Brown is a slot receiver. Jahan Dotson, not so much. You replace a guy that you sort of forced into the slot position with an actual slot receiver, and he's a guy that can spread the field with his legs.
Are you a believer, though? Hollywood Brown's not a 3.
He might be at this stage of his career. I know he had a really good year.
I don't believe he's a 3.
The Chiefs.
He had 587 for 5 last year. That's a high-end 3.
I mean, he's on a team where they've got Travis Kelce. He was the third receiver because of Travis Kelce. I mean, to me, he's not a 3. And I don't believe Howie acquired him to be a 3.
Wait, so you think he's a 2?
Yeah, well, he's a 2 on a team that's going to go and draft a young wide receiver. A team that's going to draft a young wide receiver, which I believe the Eagles are going to do, he's going to be a 2, the Eagles wide receiver. He's going to be a slot receiver, but the Eagles are going to draft a young wide receiver. This was a signal to me clearly that they are going to be drafting somebody and that AJ will be gone.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's where the next question sort of goes. I don't rate Hollywood Brown as much as you do, but that's okay. I mean, look, he's a deep threat, and that's you had 5 touchdowns last year with Patrick Mahomes, and so we'll see.
I think he's exactly what if AJ was being subtracted from a lineup, and Devontae was now going to be asked to step up and be more of your top guy, and you're bringing in a young receiver with the physical attributes of an A.J. Brown. And you've got Dallas Goedert back. And to me, I think he's sort of like a perfect guy for what you want in this offense. And he sort of fits perfectly, I believe, what you want. Because I think he's going to open up a lot of things that he's going to take a little bit of the pressure off.
You need a deep threat. You haven't had a true deep, like in terms of speed. So obviously Devontae can go downfield since Quez Watkins. And Quez Watkins had a ceiling. I think Hollywood Brown's a nice piece with this team. I'm just not looking at him to have some big impact because number 3 receivers in the Eagles
I get you.
Roster has not really had big impacts over the years.
You have not seen this Mannion offense.
Sure, and we'll see.
And by the way,
looks.
neither have I.
Right.
Neither have I. But for what I'm seeing is the deep threat with the Mannion offense and everything that you read is the essential component that was sort of missing to what his plan is and what he wants. Yeah. So now you've gotten the thing that can potentially take the lid off an opposing defense that allows him to do the stuff underneath where he likes the tight end sets and everything. So I'm very intrigued. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Now,
very intrigued.
That wasn't even the biggest news in terms of wide receivers yesterday. Jalen Waddle, who really solid wide receiver. He's struggled with injuries over the last couple of years. It's also been a mess in Miami.
It's been a mess.
Jalen Waddle gets traded to the Denver Broncos. Remember, the Broncos were one of the teams that were mentioned about A.J. Brown, but you and I kind of both felt the same way. We didn't think that would be his destination if he was traded.
Sean Payton wasn't going to put up with A.J. Brown's nonsense.
So Jalen Waddle goes to Denver. The Broncos trade a first-round pick, a third-round pick, and a fourth-round pick.
And they
That's
flip.
The swap, yeah.
So a first and a third is what they really did.
Pretty much. And the first round pick is 30th overall because they lost in the AFC Championship game. So they have the 30th overall pick. And, of course, what do we keep on talking about? Well, there's a team that makes way too much sense and there's way too much smoke around it. It's the New England Patriots one pick later. It's the 31st overall pick. So this goes to show you that the market's there. It's just whether or not the New England Patriots want to pull the trigger or not. And that's what it seems like.
And to me, there were people yesterday, and I saw a lot of it on social media going, wow, the price for A.J. Brown just went up.
No, I think the price remains the same.
And well, to me, exactly, because the price did not go up. The price for A.J. Brown doesn't go up because that's what Jalen Waddle went for. When there are less people, if today Carlos the Civic went on the market and 5 people wanted to buy it,
they might want
and
it.
then 3 people or 4 people went and got cars and went and bought cars. And there's one guy waiting to buy a car, or maybe 2. The price of that car doesn't go up.
Right.
You have less people bidding. It didn't go up for A.J. Brown.
The same.
It's around the same.
It's 1 and a 4 or 1 and a 3. Remember, the reporting from the very beginning was 2 top 100 picks, one being a first-round pick and the other one most likely being a third-round pick. So how much does that impact the trade talk for A.J. Brown? Well, it just impacts that we kind of know the price. That's the price that's going out there right now. You can climb in on that as well, 610-632-0975. All right, next we'll check the text line, Davis Honda text line. Heavy, also, Bryce Harper may have been listening to the show yesterday, John.
He may have been on the app.
Was another Philly listening to the show yesterday, too. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. All right, let's talk about that FanDuel Sportsbook app because you are going to be using it a lot over the next couple of days. Right now, FanDuel, in partnership with Valley Forge, is dropping bonus bets into everyone's account for the big dance. It starts on Thursday. Yeah, sure, you had your playing games yesterday. You got your playing games today. Those are cute. Thursday's when it really gets started. All you have to do is opt in to claim your bonus. Use them on your bracket picks, money lines, spreads, totals, game props, or even same-game parlays. I love doing the futures bets. You can pick the winner that you think will exit each region. You can pick your final 4 teams, and you can actually parlay all 4 of them for a bigger payout. But don't wait, because these bonus bets are only available for a limited time. The tournament starts on Thursday. Just visit FanDuel.com/local to learn more. That's FanDuel.com/local. You got to be 21 plus, present in Pennsylvania. Bonus issued as non-travel bonus bets that expires 7 days at the receipt. Max bonus $500 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
not that bad, at least most of the time. Now let's listen to more Kincade and Salciunas before I change my mind.
It is 6:47 here on Kincade Salciunas 97.5 Fanatic. It's an Adam Schefter Wednesday. Schefter will join us coming up at 8:05. What does he make of the Jalen Waddle trade to the Denver Broncos? And what does that mean for A.J. Brown and things moving forward? I know he was on the Pat McAfee show earlier this week.
So he's flipped it, by the way, again. Now we've heard another flip from Adam. Remember,
yes, in terms of he believes he will be traded.
Now he believes he's traded.
But the
June
1st. Yeah, it's the June 1st. I mean, at this point.
So, Adam is totally, completely in the he's traded front now.
Yeah, he said the Eagles don't want to, but A.J. Brown prefers it.
Correct.
That's pretty much Adam Schefter's reporting. And that's why an agent was doing the work a couple weeks ago.
Okay, we've talked about it many, many times. Who do we believe of like, look, we love Zack Berman. We love, Jeff McClain. We love our own, everybody that Andrew Pacheco and everybody. But who do we know is very, very connected in that locker room? Is a guy, Derek Gunn.
Yes.
Extremely connected in that locker room. He retweeted that last night.
Oh, so he's done with the crypto tweets?
He retweeted last night, so he did find out that.
I've been making a lot of money on those.
I made sure that he was attacked at that. He
Poor guy got hacked.
He retweeted that last night. He
did also retweet a crypto thing afterwards,
yeah,
so he may have been hacked. I don't know.
No. I think he's got back control, but I think he just has somebody else still has access. That's all I'm saying.
He's so grateful of official Tamara Zero as of
Tamara does great work.
As of 6:45 last night, he's excited to keep learning and growing.
Look, Tamara's done great work. She's really been helping people in the crypto market.
Oh my God, I love it. All right, what do we got on the text line? The Davis Honda text line. Feel the difference.
Can I ask a question real quick? Is what are people's passwords?
No, you can't ask that question.
Seriously, it's like, honestly, what are you making your passwords?
1, 2, 3, 4, baby.
Come on. How are you getting hacked like this?
It's easy to remember that way. What do we got?
All right, so we have a bunch of people checking in on the World Baseball Classic conversation that we're having. Bobcat from Kennett Square will lead us off, and he says, watching USA last night was like watching the Phillies in the playoffs. Pitching keeps holding on, but bats just got quiet, except Harper finally showed up. No reason they should have lost with that lineup.
Hey, Bobcat. I was saying that I was actually watching the game, and I'm a loser, dude.
What do you mean?
My nights of going out to the bars for big events aren't really there anymore, right?
Well, we know you're a loser.
So I was doing the Discord with a couple of my buddies. So we were pretending like we were now we all live in 3 different areas of the country. So we were watching the game.
And you were pretending you were at a bar?
We all had a drink and we were watching the game. I think that's a normal thing to do. It's like COVID times all over again. So I basically dropped to them at one point. I was like, my God, I feel like I'm watching the Phillies in the playoffs. I'm dead serious. I said that last night. Until Harper hit the home run, and I was able to finally shut up about that. But that team got tight, man. They were tight that entire game.
They're sphincters. There's one thing about America. America used to be known for swagger. All the other countries in the World Baseball Classic had the swagger, and we did not. We absolutely did not.
Great Britain didn't have swagger.
No, but please, they're not.
Czechia wasn't exactly swag-filled.
Look, I'm talking about the contenders. They had swagger.
Czechia was fixing the light fixtures. Their pitcher in between innings, the electrician was fixing things.
We had no swag. None.
No.
None at all. And they're playing loose and relaxed and fighting, and we're playing like, are we going to lose? Oh, my gosh, we might lose.
And they did. What else we got?
So scared.
We also have a check-in from someone who wasn't all that in on the World Baseball Classic.
Okay.
Mike from Tacony says, I know I'm in the minority, but I don't care about the WBC. It's a big exhibition. Honestly, I'm just happy the guys are back where they belong with their actual teams in camp getting ready for a real season.
Can you follow up? If he watched, he may not have watched. But
he may not have watched.
But if he did watch, did he get any sort of feeling during it? Like, last night, I would imagine there were a lot of people that maybe watched for the first time. It's a championship game, right? So you're
correct.
You're
right.
Kind of like the gold medal game in hockey.
There were a lot of people that probably tuned in for the first time, semifinals or finals of the
And if that's the case, if you're a sports fan and that guy's a baseball fan, he's happy that the boys are back, right? 2-1 ball game against the Dominican Republic, 3-2 ball game against Venezuela.
The star quality?
Like, you didn't get any sort of feeling of juice during that? Like, I'm not the biggest soccer fan, but like I get fired up when the World Cup is happening.
If you're a baseball fan and you didn't feel a certain way watching that. I'm going to question how much of a baseball fan.
Yeah, like it's the best of the best.
You were look, and I'm somebody, and I can speak to him because you and Connor were very much in on this from the beginning, and I was not.
Sure.
And so I'm telling you, I got won over by giving it a shot. And that's one of the things is that I just don't like the poo-pooing. You know, I try to say that was my New Year's resolution in 2025 that I've carried over to 2026 is that don't poo-poo, give things a shot. Don't poo-poo something.
Damn right.
Give it a shot. And then if you try it and you hate it, then that's one thing. The World Baseball Classic, I was going to give it a shot.
It paid off.
And I did, and I'm glad I invested the time that I did.
All right, so we go from the Davis Honda text line to the strong poll that we have 4 hours every single morning here on Kincade and Salciunas. 4 hours strong in the afternoon. Some may say 4 hours stronger in the morning. You know, maybe it has something to do with the time difference.
Could be.
All we know is
we're
Dr.
well rested.
Dr. Avidan Appel is helping everybody out from Iron Mountain Men's Health. What do we got, Connor?
We have a question perfectly for Mike from Tacony, our last texter. Now that the World Baseball Classic is over, where did you find your level of interest compared to your expectations prior to the tournament? 3 options: more interested, as expected, or less interested. 46% of responders coming in more interested now that the tournament's over. 35% as expected. Only 19% saying less.
And by the way, I'm more interested, and I was already extremely interested.
I agree.
Like, this tournament was great.
I don't know how people could be less interested. That to me is just like, it's like, how are you less interested?
That's a good. I don't know.
Almost 20% of
It's
responders.
Yeah, I know.
less.
It's a decent amount of people that are less. It's interesting.
That's surprising to me.
By the way, Bryce Harper must have listened to the show yesterday. Hit the big home run. How about Adalis Garcia? Must have listened to the show yesterday. Finally hit his first home run in spring training. Not going to overreact to it, but he hit it through the wind that was blowing in like a lot.
The wind,
and he ripped it through the wind, man.
That was a tank.
Look, if he connects, we know what this guy can do. He's got to connect, and he did not connect much this spring, but finally, 3 hits yesterday, including the home run? That's good.
Yes, that is good.
Future 4-hole hitter?
Look, it's so much. It was. Look, there's positives to take away from it.
Yeah.
That's bottom line.
You needed to see it. It's kind of like the Bryce Harper home run.
I'm glad.
A lot of people just needed to see it to be reminded that the guy's still a good
And I'm
baseball
happy.
player.
I'm happy that, look, it was fun. It was
coming up next. We'll get more of your reaction on the Davis Honda text line. But also, we reset the branches of the World Baseball Classic Oak Tree discussion points today. The buzz of big events like the Olympics and the World Baseball Classic. Why is there an immediate fall off afterward? It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Eagles add a wide receiver. I'm Connor Thomas. The Eagles added to the wide receiver room yesterday with the addition of Hollywood Brown in free agency. He was signed to a 1-year deal worth up to $6.5 million. Had 587 yards and 5 touchdowns for the Chiefs last year. He slots in right now as the Eagles' number 3 wide receiver, assuming A.J. Brown is still here. But Jeff Mosher of Inside the Birds talked about that with Middays with Marks yesterday.
If he's your second wide receiver, I don't think that's good enough. If A.J. Brown gets traded and you go in with Devontae Smith as your 1 and Marquise Brown as your 2, I still want to know then who's your slot receiver. You need more than that.
So there could still be more work to do if A.J. is eventually traded, but right now he's the number 3. It wasn't the biggest wide receiver news yesterday. There was a wide receiver traded. Jalen Waddle getting moved from the Dolphins to the Broncos. Waddle in a 4th for a 1st, 3rd, and a 4th from Denver. Short-handed Sixers lost to the Nuggets out in Denver, 124-96 last night. They have the night off. Flyers play the Ducks tonight out in Anaheim at 10 p.m. puck drop. You can hear that game live here on the Fanatic. Union take on America in the second leg of the CONCACAF Champions Cup matchup. They're down 1-0 on aggregate. And Team USA fell to Venezuela in the World Baseball Classic final 3-2 despite a game-tying home run in the 8th inning by Bryce Harper. We'll talk to Adam Schefter coming up at 8:05. This update is brought to you by NJM Insurance. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
doesn't stop with these guys. Make sure you tune in Middays with Marks. You guessed it, with me, John Marks. That's coming up at 10 o'clock. Let's get back to more of Kincade and Salciunas right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. All right, it is 7 a.m. here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. World Baseball Classic. Incredible performance last night from start to finish. Even the pregame festivities, they really did it well. It goes to show you that if you have a good baseball team in Miami, the stadium could make a great event out of it. The fans would show up, but they stink every single year. And it takes literally the best of Team USA and Team Venezuela to show up. That's what it takes for that ballpark to fill up. 36,000 people I saw the attendance for yesterday, and obviously the millions that will come out eventually that watch the game.
I think it was absolutely awesome. And I thank you and Connor for sort of like you
kicking
guys,
you in the ass.
You didn't shame me, but you just were like, why wouldn't you give it more of a shot? And I did, and I'm really glad that I did. I'm really glad that I did.
The game against the Dominican
whole
Republic.
tournament was
it was awesome. The game against the DR had over 7 million viewers. It was the most watched World Baseball Classic telecast ever on any network. It was Fox Sports 1's. I can't believe it was on FS1.
Which, by the way, that makes it even more impressive that they got 7 million.
1.
Yes.
It was their most watched telecast since 2019. It was the most watched sports event of the weekend. That doesn't mean much because there was nothing going on. Peak viewership was over 8 million, and it was the final inning because it was a 2-1 ball game between Team USA and the DR. So I would imagine we see similar numbers like that, if not more, considering it was on Fox.
Okay, let's put it this way for you. Last year's NBA Finals, you said how much? With 7 million viewers?
Something like that. Game 7 had like 15.
Okay,
it was a big number.
Last year's NBA Finals, Game 1, 10.2. Game 1, 8.9.
Mm-hmm.
Game 2, 8.76. Game 3, 9.1. Game 4, 9.4. I mean, you're approaching like NBA Finals neighborhood.
Yeah.
That's damn good.
Yeah, for what
that's damn good.
Even though it means something for what is ultimately an exhibition game. Like, this isn't a World Series. It isn't a
baseball should
Super
be
Bowl.
proud of this. Now they just have to build on this.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't have a freaking lockout. All right.
Yeah, don't hold your breath.
Well, the lockout's coming, so just be ready for it.
It just pisses me off. So our 4 bullet points, and we'll add a 5th one here. Our 4 bullet points that we started the show off with this morning in terms of the oak tree of the World Baseball Classic topics. Your reaction to Bryce Harper hitting the big home run yesterday, was that something where you're just going to go, all right, whatever, it's March, or was it good to see? I take the approach of both. Like, I'm not going to overreact. Like, Bill Colarulo, according to John, I didn't hear it. Bill Colarulo was acting as if yesterday was going to impact his decision of what he was going to think Bryce Harper was going to do this year. That's crazy.
It was going to make him. It was going to affect his feelings, his vibes going into the year.
That's crazy.
That as far as a personal fan, that was what was going to affect him.
Bad stretches in baseball happen over the course of a week.
All the time.
It could have just been bad timing.
And we said it over and it was weird because it's strange when we are all on the same page. And we were all on the same page yesterday.
We were all on the same page.
Completely.
Now, look, it's good for Bill. Bill must be thrilled today because he watched Bryce Harper hit a home run, even though Bill last week was literally saying he was going to root for Team Italy because he wanted Mark DeRosa to lose.
Yeah, that's why Bill Colarulo was rooting for Team Italy.
I texted Bill. I called him a commie. I'm not going to lie.
He's very Italian.
He's rooting against Team USA. Interesting. Your reaction to Bryce Harper's home run. I popped off a little bit. You guys told me to calm down. I'm upset that the Phillies didn't sign Suarez, who hit the go-ahead double, game-winning hit last night for Venezuela. He also had the big home run to get the ball rolling against Team Italy the other night, too. So I would love to have him in the middle of the order.
Absolutely.
Right-handed power bat. They didn't want to pay the $15 million. Team USA gets upset, ultimately. They lost. They should not have lost yesterday. How much does that matter to you? And if you were somebody that was not in to the World Baseball Classic, you didn't have the same juice, how you feeling now? What do we got on the text line before we add to the 5th one here? The Davis Honda text line, feel the Davis difference in Burlington.
This texter checks in on the Bohm-Suarez comparison and says, not a huge Bohm guy, but he averages 89 RBI a year. Suarez averages 94. Do you just not like the way Bohm gets them? I think your power argument is weak.
No, watch baseball. The power argument is like that. That is a thing. Like protecting hitters and having a big bat in the 4-hole. That's a thing. I'm sorry.
Okay, here's the thing. I get you on that. I get you on it. But as far as the Phillies, there are so many other ways that could have been addressed.
Correct.
Like and Alec Boehm was one of your best hitters. Like he is not a problem for the Phillies.
No, it's the lineup
and
construction
by the way,
that is the problem.
His defense is above average at third base. And there was a time where he was a bit of a butcher, and he's worked hard at it. I admire what Alec Boehm has managed to become. I still don't think it's enough, but to me, there's so many other ways that Dave Dombrowski could have helped this club. I'm not going to blame Alec Boehm for it, and more importantly, I don't think Alec Boehm is going to be the reason if the Phillies don't beat out the Mets or the Braves. I don't think Alec Boehm is going to be the reason why they don't.
Alec Boehm catches shrapnel on this. That's what
Way
it ultimately
too much.
is. That's what it ultimately is.
Way
Look,
too
I've said it
much.
100 times. If he batted sixth and you had a real cleanup hitter, it's a totally different conversation.
Then you need to stop getting on his backside about it.
I'm getting on Dave Dombrowski's backside, but I'm upset that it's because of Alec Boehm that we don't have Eugenio Suarez.
Well, the thing is, Suarez, you can't play him in the field. He is a butcher. He is terrible.
For the run he gives up, he drives in too.
No, he does not.
That's not how that works.
He does not.
This would be like being mad at Tyrese Maxey if the Sixers asked him to play the 5. Like, Alec Boehm is a good player who's been miscast because they have built this team poorly when it comes to right-handed power.
And when you build a team on pitching, like when you have all this pitching, you can't then say, we're not going to value defense. You can't.
I saw a great response on YouTube, and I'm trying to get the proper, whoever said it, but basically said part of the problem with Boehm is that he's one of the poster children of the run it back, right? Because we've seen it. We've seen Alec Boehm in the playoffs. Alec Boehm himself talked about it, how he gets tight. This past offseason, or this past playoff, October. I'm not going far back. I'm not talking about Alec Boehm I hated here 3, 4, 5 years ago. I'm talking about a couple months ago, he talked about how he got tight. And he's one of the guys that have come up small in the playoffs that you're bringing back. Nick Castellanos is the one guy that was kind of cast aside that was coming up small in some playoffs.
He was clutch.
Yeah, he was one of the more clutch hitters on this team. And so I think that's part of it, right? Like, we've watched this team come up small year in and year out, and there are certain players that you can point the finger to of why they came up small. And Alec Boehm has been one of them. And it's unfortunate that he's the cleanup hitter out of necessity on this baseball team.
Yeah,
if Garcia has power this year, it changes everything.
I could argue with you that other than Kyle Schwarber, Alec Boehm was mission critical to that team getting where they got last year through 162. Easily.
Except for the injury that popped up out of nowhere.
That was after spring break. Oh, I'm sorry, the All-Star break.
During the All-Star break, all of a sudden.
On the boat.
Ow, my ribs hurt.
Uh-huh. On the boat.
All right, another thing. So we saw it with the Olympic hockey. The world, or the United States of America, getting behind Team USA, women's and men's hockey, beating Canada. The viewership was up for both teams, both the women's and men's hockey teams. And there was so much excitement. And it was, screw Canada, right? Like, beat Canada. Win at your own game. And I remember listening to Unfiltered. I think it was the day after they won gold, or it may have been the Friday going into the gold medal game. And Bill asked the question, are more people going to watch hockey after this? And I'm in my car saying, no, Bill, they're not. Like,
no.
There is a difference between, with all due respect to some teams, like maybe the Flyers, where you're watching the star talent on Team USA, and then you go from that to this, a team that's fighting for the final wild card spot. So I don't think that Olympic gold medal hockey is going to carry over into daily NHL viewership. Do I believe that somebody that watched the World Baseball Classic game last night is now all of a sudden going to be a bigger Phillies fan or a bigger baseball fan? Probably not.
No, they could be a bigger baseball fan. Phillies fan? Nah.
But does viewership in baseball, which we've now seen an uptick,
we have
over the last couple of years, rule change is a big part of it.
It's on a 3-year trend. They're on a 3-year upward trend. By the way, do you know the last time they had a 3-year upward trend?
Back when
Sosa, Sosa and McGuire.
Right. That makes sense.
And this time they're not doing it by cheating.
Right. Exactly.
They're doing it with clean.
We think
they're doing well, except for the Phillies.
Yeah, the Phillies.
Except for the Phillies, they're doing it with clean players that are just,
Is it really cheating if you're not good at cheating?
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. How good was Kepler's cheating and Rojas's cheating? But does baseball see another uptick in viewership? The good thing about baseball, the problem with the hockey product is it's in the middle of the season, right? So teams that are out. Like, teams are done. There's some teams where you're hoping, all right, maybe they can fight for the final wild card spot, which hits a little bit harder home here because of the Flyers. The benefit for baseball is it ended, and now a new season starts in 7 days. 7 days from now, a new season starts. Do we see an uptick early on? You're shaking your head.
Here's the problem. Like, you might, but people were complaining about this during the World Baseball Classic. The problem with the interest level in baseball is not the rule changes, because those have been great. It's that Major League Baseball as a league does not market their sport well enough for 2026. They didn't market the World Baseball Classic well enough. There are people tweeting left and right, oh, when's this game? Who are these players? This, that, and the other thing. I understand they're not all major league guys. But as Major League Baseball, who's clearly like the biggest benefactor from this, you've got to promote your game better than they have.
I thought they did pretty well. Their MLB Twitter account has been nothing World Baseball
People
Classic.
did not even know where to find the games.
Well, the Tubi things.
They did not even know where to. Games were on Tubi, Fox Sports 1.
Well,
there were games that people did not know where to find games. That's inexcusable.
Like, you had the greatest collection of talent that ever took a baseball field facing off against each other in this tournament. This should be something that everybody
is talking
be on Fox.
About. It should be on Fox. Not on whatever it is.
Last night was Fox, right?
No,
it was Fox.
Yeah, last night was Fox.
I mean, that's it.
My other point is, too, like, they have this problem in season as well, which is why baseball is going to see a drop. It's not so much, it's not the World Baseball Classic. It's that baseball has always been behind the eight ball on marketing their stars.
Right. And look, here's the thing.
Why is that, though?
Well, here's one.
Because they're dinosaurs.
Here's one of it. That's not what we do around here. Like, Bryce Harper is somebody to blame for that. Edmundo Sosa slamming his helmet last year and Bryce Harper going up to him saying that's not what we do around here. Like,
Bryce Harper's a part of the problem.
Now, I saw Jeff Passan yesterday. He said, quote, that the MLB could do a lot better in embracing Latin American baseball culture. It would change a lot. And look, we have seen an increase in viewership, and I do believe you don't do that around here has gone away a little bit, right? We've seen more bat flips. We've seen more excitement. We've seen guys realizing that it's a kid's game. Let's have fun with it. We are a little bit different here because the Phillies have had the tightest of pressure over the last couple of years because they have fallen short of expectations.
Yes.
But there are teams that do have a lot of fun with it. Passing spot on. If you show more personality, and there are teams outside of Philadelphia that show more personality. We've always talked about the seasoning. Very little seasoning on this Phillies team. If there is more entertainment, I do believe it could carry over into March. I wonder if there are some guys that say, I had so much fun with that, I'm going to continue that here.
The white bread stuff is a thing. The way that American baseball is done, it's a thing. We don't do this here. We don't pimp home runs. We don't do that kind of stuff. What's strange to me is, did you watch Harper last night? What he did when he hit the home run?
Yeah, pointed
bat
at the
flip.
American flag, bat
but I thought he didn't do that. I thought we didn't do that.
Maybe the stage was different, John.
No, but I thought we didn't do that.
Maybe he wants to add it to his game.
Well, guess what? Then maybe he needs to correct himself, and this year maybe he'll be a little lighten up, Francis.
Yeah.
And he'll do that.
Bro, he probably looked on the other side against the Dominican Republic, and then last night he's probably like, man, that looks like fun.
Wouldn't it be fun to be that way? And maybe you're not as tight. Maybe you don't have as tight an approach.
Yeah, but let's not make Harper the poster child of this, because this is a fabric of baseball issue.
Look, Trey Turner is Moss. Like,
it's not just the Phillies.
No, remember what did I tell you what did you learn from the dating apps?
Yeah, the dating apps.
What did you learn from the dating apps? Connor, you're a little aged out of the dating apps for the young girls right out of college.
I'm not even on any of them.
But the young girls out of college now, they have a term for guys on the dating apps. And somehow Trey Turner came into the conversation the other night. My daughter said, well, Trey Turner, Dad, he'd be what the girls would call celery.
Yeah.
On the dating apps.
Yeah.
Important piece to the wing meal.
He's celery.
But, nobody went to the PJ Willihan's to get the celery.
He's a charming guy. He's a nice guy. He's clean cut. He's good looking, clean cut, but he's just celery.
But speaking of clean cut, the historic greatest franchise in this sport just last year allowed their players to grow facial hair in New York with the Yankees.
Yeah, good.
No, yes, good, but it's 2026. They did that in 2020. It's such a archaic game in so many ways.
And it's because but you know what they've been seeing, and I really believe they're learning it, is like the pitch clock. I applauded the pitch clock so much and loved it. But I'm also the same sort of dinosaur fan that didn't want the universal DH. And I love the universul DH. I thought the universal DH was going to somehow idiotically take away from my love of the game. It hasn't. But I also wanted the pitch clock. And I love the pitch clock. And they've seen it. It's better. Having games finish 18 and a half minutes earlier, fans are flocking to it. And they've seen the average age of their national viewer drop by 8.5 years on average.
Yeah. By the way, moving here, I don't know if they've forgive me, I don't know if every team's done this, but moving the start time up to 6:40.
It's good.
For kids,
it's good.
In terms of growing the game, if a game starts at 6:40 and it's done before 9 o'clock on a summer night,
I'm telling you.
That's huge for the sport of baseball. I wonder if this carries over. 610-632-0975. What do we got on the Davis Honda text line?
All right, so we have a lot of people checking on this World Baseball Classic conversation. We've got Mike on Mike violence here in the text line. What do we got? Mike from Virginia says, other Mikes got it wrong. World Baseball Classic was sick. Vintage 23 Harper, dude needed a big moment. And wow, last night's clutch hits on both sides made me excited big time. And think, what if the Phillies could get one of those in October?
That would be nice.
I mean, who's not excited?
Yeah, that was a great moment for Bryce Harper. If anybody's trying to poo-poo that, it was a great moment. Is anybody saying that he's now elite? No, we probably shouldn't do that. But
no, there is.
I know, I saw it.
Some people were.
But he had a big home run yesterday. That is exciting. You hope that carries over to you. What you said yesterday, even though he's bummed out that he lost, he gets on the bus ride, car ride, quick flight. Maybe he takes a propeller plane. I don't know how he gets to Clearwater.
He probably took a limo.
He can think, but man, did I have that moment.
Yes, he did. And by the way, have some fun with it.
Yes.
And damn you, Garrett Whitlock,
and I do
for
think
ruining it.
I think Tears. I'm going to say Tears performative.
That's a crazy take, but we'll move past it.
All right, let's go to John in Baltimore. What's up, John?
Fellas, how are you this morning?
What's up, buddy?
WBC, that's what's up.
There you go.
It was dude. It was awesome, man. It's a shame that the USA lost, but the whole tournament was great.
It was great, but as you said, I'm a Baltimore guy. How in the heck can DeRosa keep arguably one of the best hitters in baseball and on the USA team, Gunnar Henderson, on the bench and start his buddy Bregman? And I can't still wrap my head around that.
Yeah, especially because Henderson was playing so well in the tournament too. I know there was a lot of questioning about Cal Raleigh. Raleigh was a mess the entire tournament.
He was a mess.
So that's why you go with Will Smith.
Harper was too, though.
Yeah.
So I mean,
fair point.
Let's keep. Can we all agree? Mark DeRosa, your time has come.
Yeah, John, are you moving on from Mark DeRosa as USA manager?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. I mean, he is arguably, to me, he's probably the worst manager we've had in that scenario. I can't think of a high-level game that he's been in. I mean, he started back in the early days of the WBC. He was on the same team as Jeter and all that stuff.
Yeah, he's never managed before. This was his first time managing.
Yeah, we don't need him.
We
don't need him back.
And there's rules to it. You can't have, because spring training's happening, so you can't have active managers. That's why Albert Pujols and Miguel Cabrera were involved and all that kind of stuff. But the last time they won, it was Jim Leyland, because Jim Leyland was just smoking heaters and not managing a Major League Baseball team. But DeRosa was a mess.
Which, by the way, I think is absolutely awesome. To have a guy like Jim Leyland get back in the game, a recognizable face.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And a guy with experience. Nick Castellanos would rather play for Jim Leyland than Mark. Actually, no, he'd rather play with Mark DeRosa.
No, he'd rather play with DeRosa because he put on the spikes. Such an idiot with that stuff. Gosh, it's dumb.
That's right. He would prefer Mark DeRosa. Nick Castellanos, big D-Row guy, because he went through the wars.
All day, every day. Mark DeRosa, there
Was
he is. Folks.
anyone else thinking, because I tweeted out last night in the 8th inning when the USA was down and they had gotten nothing going, I tweeted out, might be time for a beer in the dugout. Was anyone else thinking?
No, that would have been funny.
It was that ballpark.
It was about that time.
See, that would have been funny. That would have been funny if Casti showed up with some Presidentes.
Yes.
Casti shows up with a couple of Presidentes. That would have been a great Photoshop, Connor.
Yeah, I'm not that good with the Photoshop.
That's a Photoshop opportunity that was missed.
Did he root against Team Canada with every bit of his being?
Yes.
When Team Canada was still in it because of Rob Thompson?
Yes, he didn't want Rob Thompson to win. He didn't want the Hosers to win. Take off. He didn't want that at all.
All right, coming up
And plus,
next.
that's his hometown.
That's true, yeah.
He didn't want that
right.
either to happen in his hometown.
Coming up next, at 9:05, Zack Berman's going to be joining us. But coming up next, we're going to tell you what Jalen Hurts said to Zack Berman. Because Berman was able to catch up with Jalen Hurts, and the answer about Sean Mannion, totally different than what he had to say about Kevin Patullo this past February of
Dork
2025.
Boy did a real deep dive on this one,
I'm excited for Dork Boy to step up here. It is Kincade and Salciunas. You'll hear what Jalen Hurts had to say about his new offensive coordinator. It's a lot better this time around here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Do not brush it aside. If you're not feeling well, get to the doctor. Get some tests done. And if a cancer diagnosis somehow comes into your life, whether it's your life, whether it's your spouse's, whether it's your child, whether it's your family member, the consultants in medical oncology and hematology are here to help. I know it's a mouthful. Just remember CMOH, CMOH.org. Let them take the first step towards peace of mind with you. They've got a great, convenient new location at the Mainline Cancer Center in Newtown Square. They've got 3 offices across the region. At every one of them, you get free parking with easy access, no elevators or garages to deal with. I know that doesn't seem big to you, but if you've ever been a cancer patient like I have 3 times over, believe me, it's major. For you to be able to get off at the front door, walk in, no elevators to deal with, nothing like that, it helps. More importantly, they quarterback everything for you. So Dr. Sprandio, let's put him this way, he's the head coach. But then I've got the people at the front desk who take care of scheduling all my appointments for me. So they schedule my appointments within the practice and then any other doctors that I visit outside the practice. And since they're an independent practice, they can get me scheduled with doctors that don't just fall within one tree of one healthcare system. You will love the consultants in medical oncology and hematology. They have compassion. They have a personal nature to them with their entire level of care that's going to make you feel, hey, the finish line, it's within reach. Visit CMOH.org and take that first step along with them towards you getting healed.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Birds signed Hollywood Brown. I'm Connor Thomas. The Eagles added to the wide receiver room yesterday in free agency. Hollywood Brown signing a 1-year deal worth up to $6.5 million. He had 5 touchdowns for the Chiefs last year, and he slots in currently as the Eagles' number 3 wide receiver, assuming A.J. Brown is still here next year. Jeff Mosher of Inside the Birds joined Middays with Marks yesterday, and he talked about the addition of Hollywood.
I've always felt they needed a true slot receiver. Brown has been an inside and outside guy throughout his career. He did play a decent amount of the slot with the Chiefs. So if that's what they have in mind for him, I think that would be good.
There was also wide receiver trade news in the NFL yesterday. Jalen Waddle being moved by the Dolphins. He and a 4th getting traded to the Broncos for a 1st, 3rd, and a 4th, setting the market for another wide receiver trade, potentially. The short-handed Sixers lost to the Nuggets out in Denver, 124-96 last night. They have the night off. Flyers played the Ducks tonight out in Anaheim at 10 p.m. puck drop. You can hear that game live here on The Fanatic. Union take on America in the second leg of a CONCACAF Champions Cup matchup. They're down 1-0 on aggregate. Team USA fell to Venezuela in the World Baseball Classic final 3-2 last night, despite a game-tying home run in the 8th inning by Bryce Harper. We'll talk to Adam Schefter coming up at 8:05. This update's brought to you by Uber Eats. Philly, you hungry? Good thing Uber Eats has a great deal waiting for you at Coco's Cookies and Creamery from now till March 31st. Get a buy one, get one free deal on a milkshake, all on the Uber Eats app. Order now only on Uber Eats. Terms apply. See app for details. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
7 a.m. hours brought to you by the BetParks online casino and sportsbook app. Live bet sports on the BetParks app. Play all your favorite casino games. There's always another way to win on the BetParks online casino and sportsbook. Got to be 21 in Pennsylvania, Jersey, or Maryland. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right, it's 7:30 here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. The day after Team USA falls to Venezuela 3-2 in the World Baseball Classic Championship game. Obviously reacting to Bryce Harper hitting the big home run yesterday to make it 2-2. Your reaction to that. But how much do you take away from Team USA losing? Is this something where you have any sort of emotional feeling toward it? Like, are you upset this morning? Or is it like, all right, they lost. I'm just happy to see Bryce had a good game. I'm sure there's a lot of people in Philadelphia that are feeling that way, that they're at least happy they saw their guy come through. I'm disappointed that they lost. Like, I was angry last night.
We mocked Canada.
Yeah.
We should be mocking ourselves the same way. We lost our sport on the big stage in the tournament.
Didn't mean that I wasn't highly entertained last night.
No, absolutely.
Because it wasn't the same white-knuckle Phillies-Astros World Series, right? Which is, like, I care more about the Philadelphia Phillies than Team USA. Am I the only one thinking that? I think we all agree.
Yes.
Team Phillies first, right?
Team Phillies first.
But that doesn't mean I still wasn't like, damn it. Like, and I had no money in the action. It's just country pride. Like, you know, I wanted Team USA to win, and they did not.
DeRosa says they're going to get him tonight.
I know.
In game 2 of the series. I think those are very funny.
By the way, in case people are wondering why Mason Miller did not pitch yesterday. Mason Miller, of course, the incredible reliever with the San Diego Padres. They traded 17 different prospects to acquire him last year. The Padres kind of let it be known to Mark DeRosa that unless you're winning, we don't want him in the game.
Well, yesterday morning, if you watched some of the pregame, according to the reports, the Padres were out on him pitching. He was not pitching yesterday. That was not going to happen.
Right.
And then it was negotiated if he can close out the World Baseball Classic, yes, he can pitch. And the teams have the right to say, look, they pitched him a lot.
They did.
And they pitched him in more high-stress situations than the Padres would ever want to pitch him in spring training.
And he was not throwing 95. He was throwing 102.
So I don't blame the Padres, but I'm not going to blame Mark DeRosa either. I'm not going to blame Mark DeRosa because that is what he agreed to. He was not going to have him at all.
Yeah, he couldn't strong. It's not like he could strong arm.
It's not like he could say, "Screw you, Padres. This is what I'm going to do."
New phone, who dis?
Yeah, exactly. He made an agreement, and that was the agreement. He was not pitching unless it was to close out the championship.
Now, I took a shot at it, and the last thing I had seen before the game was that Miller was available. I didn't see the caveat of save situation. The one thing that makes no sense to me is, like, if you're the Padres and you're comfortable with him throwing one inning in a save situation, one inning in a tie game in the ninth should also be like
Connor, I completely understand you. Like, I completely understand.
This isn't Johan Duran coming out down 3 and they're still playing the walkouts.
They don't trust Mark DeRosa. They're not trusting Mark DeRosa with this kid. And by the way, what an unbelievable. He was available. There's a kid that's, look, I'm very happy with Johan Duran, but he was available.
I would have traded everything for him.
He was available, and
bleep those prospects.
You could have gotten him.
Duran better.
Bleep those prospects.
Duran's not better than Mason.
All right.
We'll see this year.
Let's take you back to February 14th. Well, it was set on the 13th. February 13th of 2025. The day before the Super Bowl parade in which the Eagles paraded down Broad Street. Johnny, you, me, and Connor.
Gosh, it was such an amazing day.
We were hanging out at the Cambria Hotel. Cambria Hotel.
I believe. The day, I promise you this, because you guys will still be alive, and it'll be happening to me first. The day I die, I promise you, I will think of both of you on my deathbed. And that morning, I will think of that event.
Connor.
That event.
Brother.
And sharing that with the two of you, by the way, on the 2-year anniversary of our show.
Oh, yeah. Happy 2-year anniversary.
I will think of that moment, that day. It meant that much to me because it was that big a bucket list event to me.
Hell yeah, man.
It was unbelievable.
That's me with the World Series parade. Hopefully I'm still alive when that happens.
You get to see hopefully you get to see another one. This October.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I hope I am not one of the last face that crosses.
No, I want selfishly. I want to be. You
want to be the last
you can
one?
do the great life that John. I want after Shaq.
After Shaq?
Can I be?
The kids yesterday. The kids played a game yesterday in podcasting class. They were like, "Who's the most?" There was a TikTok trend yesterday about the most famous person to answer your phone. I don't know. You guys aren't TikTok.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So they did this one. So they pulled it with me yesterday in class, in my podcasting class. They said, who's the most famous person that would answer your phone?
Ray Dunn.
So we called Shaq, and he answered. So he talked to the kids in class. So he talked to the kids. He was getting a hair trim before he goes to Brazil today.
Dude,
so he was getting the hair trim.
Must be nice.
What do you mean a hair trim? What hair does Shaq have?
He has hair. He still has hair on the side.
It's there.
Yeah, he still has hair.
So February 13th, outside of his locker, Jalen Hurts was speaking to members of the media. You know, it was a celebratory time. They had just won the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts actually
couldn't tell by Jalen.
No, he smiled on Tron. Remember, he went on the Tron ride.
He did.
There was actually a smile from Jalen Hurts. It was the least emphatic. I'm going to Disney World, right? It was like I'm going to Disney World. But he did have a smile on Tron. We were very happy about that. And then he was asked about Kevin Patullo potentially being the next OC. This was his response.
Yeah. Kevin Patullo's never been he'd have a different role. So it's hard to compare, that role to this role because his job is going to demand something totally different of him. And I have a lot of confidence in him and what he's shown. However, I know, over the years I've learned that's out of my jurisdiction. And so kind of just taking things as they come and trying to go out there and be the best I can be and just learn and evolve.
He knew.
We all knew.
Jalen Hurts knew. The only person who didn't know was Nick Sirianni because it was the bro code.
Armbar, baby.
Dude, I got you, man. I got you. I got this job now. I'm going to make sure you get yours. And it screwed us all over. Jalen Hurts, that was as diplomatic as he could be. Oh, no.
Well, coming up at 9:05, we'll speak with Zach Berman, who had a chance to talk to Jalen, and Zack asked him about Sean Mannion. And the quote's a little bit different. Quote, he's amazing. I'm excited for what's to come. Obviously, things have been limited given the timing of everything. So it's not like he went out of his way and said Sean Mannion's the greatest offensive coordinator in the history. But he's amazing is a lot different than a hesitation then talking about, it's a whole new role. By the way,
he knew
this is a whole new role for Sean Mannion, too.
He knew when he gave that quote about Kevin Patullo, he knew Kevin Patullo for years.
Yeah.
He knew him for 3 years. Like, he knew him for years.
Yeah.
Like, they had a personal relationship. Probably knows his kids' names. Probably knows and he was like, oh, no. Like, he'd have a different role.
It was very Bryce Harper laughing at the curveball machine question.
But it was like,
when Gabe Kapler was the manager.
And I think he realized that, wait a minute. Is that what's being discussed? Are they serious?
He said it was out of his jurisdiction, John.
Are they really discussing that? Wait a minute. Are they discussing giving this job to Patullo? The only person dumb enough to do it was the guy who did it.
Yeah, it was too late. It was too late in the year. They couldn't find anybody else.
Yeah, because nobody else could be hired.
Yeah, the Seattle Seahawks.
Nick Sirianni malpractice was horrendous on
a wasted season. It's what we titled it. It's what we titled it the Monday after the wild card round.
And you had a chance to follow up.
Now, two things. One, it's good to hear a totally different answer, but I do wonder how much was Jalen like, hey, when you're asked about Sean, can you say it a little bit differently this time?
He's not doing that, dude. He's not being. There is no way. Look, I can't speak. I don't have that kind of relationship with Jalen.
Sure.
But what I know of
That's why we have Zack coming on.
But what I know of the relationship with Jalen, no one in public relations can come to him and say, "This is what we want you to say." I can speak confidently to that. There's nobody telling him what to say.
Okay.
So there's nobody saying to him, Jalen, we need you to say this, and Jalen going, oh, yeah, sure. Oh, I'll be glad to do that. No, Jalen, don't play that game. So he said exactly what he wanted to say about Sean Mannion, and it couldn't make me happy.
No, it's good. And he's excited for it, as we should all be excited for it, even though a lot of the excitement is the unknown, because we don't know how good he's going to be.
It's the unknown.
But this unknown is a lot more exciting than the unknown that was Kevin Patullo. Totally different.
Oh, yes.
All right. Adam Schefter, by the way, don't forget, joins us coming up at 8:05. If you missed it yesterday, we talked about it a little bit earlier today. Jalen Waddle gets traded from the Miami Dolphins to the Denver Broncos. Dolphins going just full-on sell mode, right? They release Tua. They deal with the $90,000 million cut hit.
They're tanking for a year. Yeah, they are taking all of their dead cap hits in a year.
Yeah, they're going to be an embarrassing team next year.
They got A-Chain chained to the radiator at Hard Rock too,
and they're happy with it because they're going to make sure that they've got this. They're going to make sure this is handled well, so they get that great draft pick.
Miami Dolphins, their win total over/under is 4.5.
Oh, I'm going under.
I'm going under as well. The over is actually plus money. So for them to get 5 wins,
incredible.
It's plus 105. They're going to be so bad next year.
Wow, that's great.
And people then wondered, all right, so what does this mean about A.J. Brown? You and I have the exact same opinion. It doesn't change anything. It's the trade was a 1, a 3, and a 4 where the fourth-round pick swaps depending on who has the better pick, right?
Yes. So it's a 1 and a 3. That's what it was.
That's what the worth has always been about A.J. Brown. I don't believe the Jalen Waddle trade yesterday all of a sudden made it 2 1s for A.J. Brown.
No, it doesn't.
1 and a 2.
There's no way the price for A.J. Brown went up when yet another team that potentially could have traded for him just went and got themselves a wide receiver.
Right.
Supply and demand. I really think economics was not taught in school. The price did not go up. If anything,
I didn't learn much, but I know football. Guy.
If anything, it potentially went down.
Football guy.
It potentially went down.
I majored in it, and John, I agree with you.
I mean,
we'll speak with Schefter about this coming up at 8:05. But before that, coming up next, today's headlines with Connor Thomas. Also, an update on the crazy story that was Maxx Crosby. And my source, Maxx Crosby. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Oh, I love betting on the BetParks app, and I know this with the tournament coming. I'll be there on Friday afternoon, so hanging out with you on Friday. So it'll be a great, great time out at Parks Casino. Love it. You can play Pop-A-Shot with the pros. You can use the BetParks human slot machine. It's going to be so much fun. Coach Jimmy Lynam's going to be out there. How about that? Mark Jackson from NBC Sports Philadelphia. Matty Cord will be there before he retires. Hey, Mike Vrieswick's going to stop on by. I'm going to challenge Vrieswick in a little shooting contest. Think I might beat him. Joe Conklin, the man of 1,000 voices. He's very talented. What has he ever done in sports radio, though? I don't know. He's going to be able to tell me, though. D. Lynam will be there. Barrett Brooks. It's going to be awesome. It all starts Thursday at Parks Casino in Ben Salem. You're going to want to watch the tournament there. It's going to be absolutely amazing. All the games on the 150-foot video wall. Food and drink specials. It's one of the best sports books you've ever seen. With great prizes, you can register to win Iverson and Maxey signed jerseys and basketballs. It's the Hoops Mania tip-off party. Events are going to be going Thursday through Sunday. It is going to be so much fun, and you're going to want to be a part of it. BetParks, get in there to the BetParks Sportsbook. It's hosting it this Thursday through Sunday. The first round, second round. Don't miss a minute of it. We'll look forward to seeing you there. I look forward to saying hello.
97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
This is Kincade and Salciunas here on 97.5 The Fanatic, and there's some strong polls on the show. Thanks to Dr. Avidan Appel, Iron Mountain Men's Health. Well, we check once an hour just to make sure it's still up and going. So what do we got on our Twitter poll this morning, Connor, before we tell you the latest from Maxx Crosby? And then, of course, today's headlines with Mr. Thomas.
So our Twitter poll has to do with the World Baseball Classic. Now that the World Baseball Classic is over, where did you find your level of interest compared to your expectations prior to the tournament? We pride ourselves on having close polls on the show with the results. 41% are saying more interested. 41% are saying as expected. Only 18% saying less interested.
All right. It's still crazy that 18% of people are less interested from what was arguably the best World Baseball Classic yet. Right? You had upsets. You had tight ball games. You had incredible moments. Right? The last one was the Ohtani Trout, head-to-head, two teammates. And that was a great moment at the end. But there were moments throughout this tournament. Right? Like, this tournament was spectacular. And you had the teams out of nowhere, like Italy and Venezuela, going as deep as they did. Like, that was shocking for a lot of people. I'm surprised people are less interested. All right, real quick before headlines, Maxx Crosby went back on his podcast, Johnny, and he is not happy with Baltimore. So this is going to be really weird because he wanted to get traded, right?
He wanted to get traded. He did.
Very clear. He wanted to get traded.
Now, the A.J. Brown people are arguing that he did not.
Right, yeah, sure. He wanted to get traded.
Now it seems like everybody's on the bus.
He gets traded to Baltimore. Right, and he's all excited. He does the 15-minute goodbye podcast episode to the Raiders, thanking them for everything, and he's excited to go to Baltimore. Let's ride, right? Let's fly. And then the trade doesn't happen. So he spoke about it for the first time on his podcast. Quote, I thought I was going to see DaCosta, who's the general manager of the Ravens, when I first got there. I don't know why. I'm not going to speculate. He just made the trade, and I didn't see him for 5 hours. So Crosby went to the facility, flew to Baltimore, got a car ride, gets there, and doesn't see any of the Baltimore brass. And he's wondering, all right, well, what's going on here? Then they do they do the physical, they check the knee, and he basically said what a lot of people were saying. Of course I wasn't going to pass the physical. I just got surgery. Now, the doctor could have seen future issues, and maybe that's why they
did see future issues, and an independent doctor saw future issues. He saw decline of the knee that he thought would in the future be a problem. That's what he saw. He saw problems, degenerative looking stuff that he wouldn't gamble on.
Yeah.
And that's fine. And an independent doctor, not the Ravens doctor.
Well, a lot of people in the NFL feel like someone waved over the table and said no more bets.
A lot of people did. And by the way, he, his own words, livid and confused by the Ravens' decision.
Here's what I would say to all those teams in the NFL and to this whole story. Then Maxx Crosby's available. If this was the case, if this was the Ravens playing dirty pool, then come on. Jump in. Make a trade for Maxx Crosby.
Maybe he's not available, John, because he ended it by saying, quote,
no.
I'm here. I'm meant to be a Raider.
No.
I'm in this bleep for life until that changes,
well, that's
which
where
I don't foresee.
That's where you know the teams crapping on the Ravens are full of crap. They could make a trade right now. Go make a deal. Go offer 2 number ones for Maxx Crosby.
It's not just Maxx Crosby. It's other deals that the teams made assuming he was gone and what that did to the market.
There are plenty of teams that could take him on. In fact, yesterday they had, I think NFL Live had nine or there are 11 teams that could do it right now. There are like 14 teams that could do it with maneuvering of their salary cap. So we're talking half the league could trade for Maxx Crosby. So the people crapping on the Ravens are crapping on the Ravens because they're like, the Ravens backed out of it and got a player from an independent doctor. Bottom line, that's the way it works. I mean, it says anybody could trade for him right now. If you call with 2 number ones, I bet Howie could get him today. Nobody's calling.
All right.
I wonder why they're not.
Time now for today's headlines. Connor Thomas told me could be the greatest headline story of all time.
Can't wait.
Today's headlines with the Connor Thomas.
It's brought to us by Lundy Law. For over 70 years, Lundy Law has been fighting for injured people. If you need them, remember the name Lundy Law. Your injury lawyers. Visit LundyLaw.com. That's LundyLaw.com. There's a European soccer side that might need to call Lundy Law. More on that in a second. But we start with Alex Caruso, who is a defensive innovator in a lot of ways. A great defender normally. Even better when you put a shoe in his hand.
Shoe in the hand. He's going to swing at it. Hits the ball with his shoe.
Kirkland and Tyler Ricks, I think because he swatted at the ball with his shoe.
Yeah.
It's a technical foul and the basket.
Now, why is that technical?
Because you're
not allowed to use anything.
Yes. It's like the catcher that can't use the helmet to scoop the ball.
You should be able, if you lose your shoe, pick it up, get it in time to block somebody, not throwing it, hitting with the shoe. I think that should count.
I'm out. I don't think that should be
Yeah,
allowed.
I don't think that should be allowed.
I'm glad that it's not allowed. It's a funny little clip.
It is funny to clip, though.
Yeah, no, it's a very funny clip, and the Thunder will continue to win forever.
Yes, that was Thunder Magic,
they're smarter.
by the way, NBA on ESPN with the audio there. All right, we're on to the soccer story. This is the one I seized.
Potential headline story of all time, Connor told me during the break.
So Bayern Munich is one of the top European soccer teams. They're out of Germany, of course, and currently the UEFA Champions League is going on, which is just like the best of the best. It's like Premier League, top teams, and all of these different leagues in Europe all compete in it. It's a big deal. They're on to the round of 16, so it's getting down near the end for them as well. Manuel Neuer is normally the goalie for Bayern Munich, who has been the German national team goalie for a long time. Problem is, he's hurt. And his backup is hurt. And the third string is hurt.
How could that be?
But good for Bayern Munich and these big-time European sides. They have the teams, the younger teams that they have in their organization. So they went down to the U18 team and got their starting goalie. And he got hurt. So they are on to the backup of their U18 team. 16-year-old Leonard Prescott, American-born, but grew up over there, is potentially going to have to be in net for them in their round of 16 game.
Still better than most of the goalies in the MLS.
Well, hang on. He may legally not be able to. Because in Germany, there is a rule that anyone under the age of 18 can't work past 8 p.m., so they have to get a special labor exception.
They'll get it
to allow him to play because he's too
Wait a minute, he's
young.
American-born?
Yeah, but he grew up over there.
Maybe a military kid or something, I guess.
Okay. So he's born in America, but he's actually a German?
Probably a citizenship, yeah.
Okay.
If he spent that much time there, yeah.
Let's not get caught up on that.
No, I think it's a big deal.
But it's, wow.
That's incredible that they wouldn't have more.
They'll get it, but if they
stable.
don't, what do? They just like find some guy off the street and
Even
say,
if they do get it, you got
like
a
footy?
16-year-old starting in a round of 16 Champions
hey, Freddie
League
Adu
game?
did it. Why can't this guy
Whatever
do it?
happened to him?
He came to the Union. He played for Team USA, didn't he?
That'd be like the Phillies having to go to Congress to get Francisco Renteria to play outfield on opening day. Like,
That's incredible.
Is that the 11-year-old that they signed?
No, that's not. That's
no, can we get that kid up at the big league club?
I actually don't think that's legal.
At a good club.
But so if you're into that for the Champions League, wild story developing there.
That's wild.
For Bayern
Keep us
Munich.
posted on what ends up happening.
I absolutely
I will not do the research.
I don't trust the Germans. Don't trust them.
Coming up next, Adam Schefter will join us at 8:05. How much did the Jalen Waddle trade impact the A.J. Brown market one way or another, or did it not impact it at all? We speak with Schefter coming up next. It is Kincade and Salciunas on this Adam Schefter Wednesday, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Eagles bring in another wideout. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Eagles added wide receiver Hollywood Brown from free agency yesterday. 1-year deal worth up to $6.5 million. He had 587 yards and 5 touchdowns for the Kansas City Chiefs last year. And he slots in currently as the Eagles' number 3 wide receiver. That's assuming A.J. Brown is still here. Jeff Mosher of Inside the Birds talked about it on Middays with Marks. And, well, if A.J.'s not here, is Hollywood Brown in number 2?
If he's your second wide receiver, I don't think that's good enough. And if A.J. Brown gets traded, you go in with Devontae Smith as your 1 and Marquise Brown as your 2. I still want to know then who's your slot receiver. You need more than that.
It wasn't the biggest wide receiver news yesterday, though, as the Dolphins trade Jalen Waddle at a 4th to the Broncos for a 1st, 3rd, and a 4th-round pick, setting the market for other potential wide receiver trades. The shorthanded Sixers lost to the Nuggets out in Denver, 124-96 last night. They have the night off. Flyers play the Ducks tonight, 10 out in Anaheim. You can hear that game live here on the Fanatic. Union play America in the second leg of the CONCACAF Champions Cup. They're down 1-0 on aggregate, and Team USA lost to Venezuela in the World Baseball Classic final 3-2 last night, despite a game-tying home run in the 8th inning by Bryce Harper. Adam Schefter of ESPN joins us coming up next. This update is brought to you by our friends over at AutoZone. You can get in the zone with AutoZone. Free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone with AutoZone. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Check out youtube.com/975 The Fanatic Philadelphia. More of Kincade and Salciunas coming your way now.
All right, it's 8 a.m. on this Wednesday morning. 97.5 The Fanatic, Kincade and Salciunas. Adam Schefter will join us coming up in 5 minutes, as he does every single Wednesday at 8:05. How much did the Jalen Waddle trade impact the A.J. Brown trade market? That will be where we start things off. So if you're tired of A.J. Brown, well, it's not going away anytime soon. So Schefter joins us coming up in 5 minutes. But a couple of things. We've obviously been talking a lot about the World Baseball Classic yesterday. A lot of topics off of it. How much it meant to you that they lost, but how much it meant to you that Bryce Harper had the big home run. And we saw Bryce be Bryce for an at-bat, right? Nobody's saying that this is now going to propel him moving forward. Well, some people might think it will. It's going to propel him moving forward to being the elite player that he once was. I'm just happy that we saw it. That we saw a moment from Bryce Harper that I can go, all right, he's still got that in his bag. And that's like my biggest takeaway. And I was happy for him too. Like, that's cool.
I would tell you that anybody who thought that Bryce Harper still didn't have a moment like that in his bag,
right,
is just they're going over the top in the critique of Bryce Harper. Like, I don't believe Bryce Harper is at that elite level of player in Major League Baseball today that he was years ago. But I still think he's a very, very good player. And like he's still a very good player. And I think that if he plays at a very good level, and Turner plays at a very good level, and Schwarber plays at a very good level, not elite, they don't have to be the best of the best. This team's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be a 90-win team.
There's no doubt in my mind that Bryce Harper has moments like that in his back pocket that he will pull out from time to time and be great for this team.
They're a good club.
They're a good club. It's a good club.
They're a very good club.
Very good club.
So we'll get to our text messages before we get to Schefty at 610-632-0975. It's the Davis Honda text line. Feel the Davis difference at Davis Honda in Burlington. But real quick, just a couple of other things from the World Baseball Classic. Venezuela gets to go home with $2.5 million in additional bonuses for winning the World Baseball Classic. It's really cool. The total payout, $6.75 million. Half of it goes to the country's baseball federation, which I think that's really cool, and the rest is split among players and staff. So that was that's cool. It's a shame that Team USA lost, but it's cool that they got that. The other little nugget, now football related. Did you see that we may have a Wednesday night kickoff to start the season?
It appears that Seattle will play in the game, that they're going to let Seattle have that game too.
So Mike Florio had the report yesterday, Pro Football Talk. There is, you mentioned this like a couple weeks ago, that there is a broadcasting act that was put together in 1961, which is why the Eagles Black Friday game happened at 3 o'clock, and it was not an 8 o'clock kickoff.
Correct, because if you go in a certain time frame, you can't be on a Friday night.
So under the Sports Broadcasting Act of 1961, history lesson.
And I, what's weird is I remembered this, and I don't know why I remembered it.
The NFL is banned from televising games on Friday night or Saturday night from the second weekend in September through the second weekend in December.
Correct.
So the way Labor Day fell in 2024 and 2025, the league was able to play those games on Friday, which is when the Eagles had the opener against the Packers in Brazil. They can't do that this year because of when Labor Day is falling. So they're going to do the Australia game Thursday night, which is the Rams and the 49ers in Melbourne. But they still want to have the Seattle, the team that won the Super Bowl, open up the season. So they're going, all right, Wednesday.
Yeah, I like that they're doing that. I like that Seattle still gets to open the season.
It's amazing. They're just like, yeah, sure, Wednesday. Why not?
Yeah, I just find it funny that
Who's stopping us?
All the power the NFL has, they can't have this 1960 whatever law overturned.
No, because it's part of the antitrust.
Yeah, it's part
of the. They don't want that.
Part of the antitrust,
Connor, they do not want to. Connor, they do not want to tamper with anything that starts getting into the.
The NFL was above brain health for years. I think they can handle antitrust.
No, it's weird. Is next time we have Schlerathon, he's very good at talking about the other side of that. They weren't against brain health. It's the idea of what he'll tell you is that the players in his era, that they all knew exactly what they were doing, and he said they all lied about their brain health to be onto the field. He said nobody forced him to be on the field. And when he was asked to be in the lawsuits, he was like, no. I'm sure I could get a payday out of it, but no, because I went on the field knowing what I was doing, wanting to be there, and nobody forced me to be there. And he said any player who tells you that they were forced, he rolls his eyes at.
Do you know that this is the second time in the 75 years that the NFL has opened the season on a Wednesday night?
Second time in 75 years?
This is not the first.
Really?
This will be the second.
Okay. I wouldn't have guessed that.
First one, 2012.
2012.
Cowboys-Giants opened the season Wednesday night to avoid a conflict with Barack Obama's acceptance speech at the Democratic National Convention. That's the last time it was a Wednesday night.
Really?
An opener.
Thanks, Obama.
And now we may get it this time around.
Really? I
haven't heard that joke since 2000.
Exactly. I haven't heard that in a while. I wouldn't have thought that.
By the way, great commercial with him and Anthony Edwards.
Oh, absolutely.
It was a great commercial. All right. Joining us now, as he does every single week at this time, we love having him on from ESPN. Our man Adam Schefter joins us. Shefty, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. What's going on?
Oh, nothing.
Nothing,
Nothing ever.
We'll sometimes we wait to get to the obligatory A.J. Brown question, but let's start there. Because yesterday, the trade that took place between the Dolphins and the Broncos, Jalen Waddle going to Denver, the first, third, and the fourth round swap. How does that impact one way or another, or does it not impact the A.J. Brown trade talk at all, Shefty?
I know people will try to draw a connection and correlation between what the Denver Broncos gave up for Jalen Waddle and what the Eagles should get back for A.J. Brown. I don't believe there is one. It's like this. If somebody moves somebody's shopping for homes in a neighborhood, and somebody's willing to go pay $1 million for a house, it doesn't mean that the next home seller is automatically getting $1 million for his house. He's getting what that house is worth. It might be $800,000. It might not be $1 million. And just because Jalen Waddle essentially goes for a 1 and a 3 doesn't mean that the Eagles are going to get a 1 and a 3 for A.J. Brown.
But if you've got,
doesn't mean that.
But if you've got a house for sale in a neighborhood and there are 6 people looking to buy a house, and then 4 of those 6 people go and buy houses, and you've only got 2 people at the table, you would tend to believe the price probably stays the same or potentially goes down when there's less of a bidding war, right? Because Buffalo filled a need, Denver filled a need, other teams went and filled needs.
Correct. The Rams paid Devontae Adams roster bonus, right? So
yes.
How many teams out there? How many more home buyers, receiver buyers, are there actually that are willing to pay $1 million for a house? How many can you give me?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, all signs point to basically one, and that's New England, and there's always the sleeper team.
That's basically how I would view it, right? Like, there always could be a team that jumps in and gets it done. I don't see that team right now. New England's the obvious one. And I would just say that, New England, I think the Eagles in an A.J. Brown world would love to be able to wait to make a trade just because of the cap situation, right? And who knows what the Patriots or anybody's roster is going to look like on June 1st. By the way, who knows if a team loses a wide receiver to injury between now and then during OTAs? Who knows if some receiver gets into trouble on some team between now and June? You just don't know. The circumstances will change. As the wide receiver market sits today, New England would be the only team that I would see that is a realistic destination today. Today. Now, that is certainly fluid, could change. And New England, what that team's going to look like on June 1st, after the draft, for all we know, that the Patriots, used 2 top picks on receivers, and they're like, we're out of the A.J. Brown world.
But you do believe that A.J. Brown, in your gut instinct, will be playing elsewhere on opening night of 2026, correct?
Look, we've gone back and forth on this, right, throughout the offseason, and I feel like my gut has been pretty accurate all along. Initially, I think no trade, then I thought trade, then I thought no. Like, we went back and forth on this. And reflective of where we're at, I still would lean trade. Yes. But, again, there aren't a lot of logical landing spots. And I've seen plenty of receivers, i.e. Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, demand trades and be back with that team. Do I think that A.J. Brown would prefer to be elsewhere? I do. Do I think the Eagles would like to move him if they could? Sure. Is it going to happen? I would lean yes, but there's a lot that's going to play out, and I don't have the destination, and I don't know what they're going to get the comp they want, and I don't know if there's going to be some reconciliation here, and all of a sudden they haven't moved him by OTAs, and he's talking to Sean Mangan, and he really likes what Sean Mangan's selling. I don't know. There's a lot there.
Do you believe that there has been a trade demand?
Trade demand. I'm sure at demand. Trade me or else.
No, but I mean, you use the term. You've seen other wide receivers that have made trade demand. So I just wanted to clarify. Do you believe that at one point AJ and his camp have said, yes, we would prefer to be elsewhere?
Yes, I think that's been conveyed at certain points. Yes.
All right, so Schefty, I know the Eagles keep on saying that they don't want to trade A.J. Brown. Curious, do you think they prefer the pre-June 1st trade take on the dead cap hit, but at least you get the benefit of this draft, or the post-June 1st, and then you get the benefit of future drafts and less dead cap hit?
First of all, I think they're scheduled to have 12 picks right now, correct?
Yeah, I think it's 11 or 12.
11 or 12. Okay, whatever it is. 11 or 12. There aren't, I don't think there are 11 or 12 picks that can make their roster. So I don't think picks in this draft matter all that much to them. I mean, of course, picks in every draft matter. But I think if they had their choice, it would be picks in 27 and 28 that matter more. They already have ample picks in the upcoming draft. I don't think they need more picks in 26. They would probably like to spread it out. And this is not supposed to be a great draft. And the 27 draft is supposed to be the mother lode. And so to me, I'd want as much draft pick ammo in 27 and maybe 28, more so than 26, where I already have 11 or 12. Like, not going to be 11 or 12 rookies that make their roster, I don't think.
Yeah, but first and second round picks would.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, they would. But now you're just knocking off other guys. Like, they have the picks they need in the upcoming draft.
What do you make of the Landon Dickerson decision to restructure his contract where he can be, in 2 years, the Eagles have no obligation to him? Do you believe that is a clear message that he is probably planning to walk away?
Well, I think his longevity has always been in question. From the time they drafted him, it's why he went where he went in the draft and didn't go higher, because there were questions about his longevity. I don't know his personal plans, but if they're setting up an exit strategy, that certainly is going to be an option that's related to his health and him being able to walk when he wants.
Schefter, we were thrilled here on the show that Dallas Goedert returned. However, we were shocked for just $7 million. What does it say about what the league views Dallas Goedert as when he only comes back to Philadelphia for $7 million?
I think that the league didn't value him the way that the Eagles might have. And we saw these other tight ends go out there and get pretty strong deals, like Daniel Bellinger in Tennessee and Charlie Kohler, like guys that have been, purely backup tight ends, got more money than Dallas Goedert did. Dallas Goedert is a respected, trusted veteran. He's an older player. He's done it for a while. To me, I want him on my team, and I was surprised that the number came in that low as well. But his blocking is okay. He's a good receiver, but his value around the league was not what I think people around Philadelphia might have thought. And when it drops to that level, it makes it easy for him to come back to Philadelphia.
It's going to be exciting. There was a question this week, and a lot of things were written about how much the other teams in the NFC East have closed the gap on the Eagles. I believe that the teams in the NFC East have improved around the Eagles, but do you believe that they've truly closed the gap where they are a big threat to the Eagles?
I think that the gap amongst teams in the divisions almost every year closes, because that's what the league does. The league is designed to reward the teams that struggled the year before in terms of draft picks and schedule. Every team is competitive and trying to build a roster. There are the exceptions, teams that we know are going to struggle. I don't even need to name them. We all know. There are always two or three of those. But by and large, everybody else, like the Commanders 2 years ago, were in the championship game. Last year, they were terrible. I guarantee you that everybody in that organization took it personally, and they are gearing back up to have the kind of year that they had 2 years ago. I don't know if they will, but they're angry, and they want to show that they're the team of 2 years ago. So, to me, the gap's always closing every offseason, usually between teams. That I don't find that to be anything unusual. Like the Cowboys, I think they should be better. Giants definitely be better. Commanders will be better just because they were so bad last year. So there you go.
Schefter, last thing, what did you make of the Hollywood Brown signing by the Philadelphia Eagles? You know, whether A.J. Brown is here or not, your reaction to the Eagles signing Hollywood Brown?
They lost Jahan Dotson. They needed a number 3. They went out and got a number 3 at a friendly contract. He's been a productive player when he's been healthy. Hasn't always been healthy. It's fine. No issues. All good. Like, they needed another receiver. They got a receiver.
All right, Schefter. We appreciate the time, man. We'll talk to you again next week.
Thank you, Adam.
You got it, guys. Have a great week.
There's Adam Schefter joining us here on Kincade and Salciunas. A.J. Brown is going to get traded. It's just a matter of when.
That was an interesting conversation.
Post June 1st. I find it interesting, the whole, well, they already have a lot of picks. Yeah, a 7th-round pick and a 6th-round pick and a 5th-round pick
is not the same.
It's not a first or a third.
No, it's not the same. But
I love how the draft is always better the next year.
Well, no, 27 draft is more.
But 26 is good for linemen.
26 is better for linemen and tight ends.
Yeah, which is important for the Eagles. So
right, exactly. So, but if you're looking at other things,
next year's the big quarterback draft too. Remember that? That's going to happen every year.
27 is supposed to be a better quarterback draft. So there's a lot of things, and now you're going to have the conspiracy theorist in on that. You know, as far as that's concerned. But I think we got a big nugget there. Schefter on the record flat out. Yes. Adam Schefter is as connected as anyone in the NFL. He absolutely tells you right there. Yes. The A.J. Brown camp has requested a trade.
It's not the prefer word. It's,
They've requested a trade. And I asked him specifically to get it on the record.
He tried dancing around the demand part.
And that's why I reworded it.
I appreciate you doing that.
And, and got it specific. It is as specific as it can be. He has requested a deal. Yep. He has requested to move on, that it would be preferable to him to move on.
Yep.
There it is.
All right. Well,
and by the way, if someone doesn't want to be here, God bless you. Go where you are. I will always have fond memories of A.J. Brown except for this year. The first 3 years. Not this past year. I don't have fond memories of this at all. I'm always going to remember that bus ride with you in Clearwater and how he honestly just found a way to turn a 4-0 season into something of the season of discontent.
Of drama. Yep. All right. You can listen to the whole thing of Schefter later on YouTube or 975thefanatic.com. Real quick, side story.
Yes.
Do you guys remember when Joseph Contreras pitched in the World Baseball Classic?
Nope.
It was the first game that Team USA played. He pitched against Team USA. I forget if he's the son or a relative to Jose Contreras, who pitched for the Phillies.
Yes.
Made his bones with the White Sox.
Okay,
he was a winner of the White Sox. He's 16 years old. No, 17 now.
And he got the double play on the Friday night.
Yes. Right. 17 years old. He's pitching the World Baseball Classic against. He got Aaron Judge to ground him with double play, right? So think about it. That guy's really good.
And now he's going back to high school.
Yes, he had his first start of the season.
How did he do?
5 no-hit innings, 9 strikeouts. His fastball topped at 99.
Oh, my God.
2-seamer was 91 to 93. Throws a slider, a changeup, and a forkball. And he's doing this all for Blessed Trinity Catholic High School. Imagine being the team, his first outing after pitching against Aaron Judge in the World Baseball Classic. He got Aaron Judge to ground into a double play. And now you're going up against this kid in high school. You're 16 years old, 17 years old going up against them.
Dude, imagine being the catcher. It's like, this guy's throwing how hard at me?
And imagine being the amount of kids on that other team, they're going to be like, someday, if they ever get a hit against him. Yeah, I hit him.
Yeah, Judge couldn't.
I hit him. I've heard enough stories.
Now you'll have that forever.
You will have that forever. I pitched against a kid that was on Team Panama's roster. He was 16.
Really?
He didn't play.
Okay, but he was on the roster.
He was on the roster.
That's still damn good.
I threw him a fastball, and he swung out of his shoes and missed and said, "You throw too slow." And I was like,
on purpose?
Yep. I do, man. This isn't the World Baseball Classic, dude.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Sunday Leagues, man. And then he destroyed me. All right, boy. Coming up next, Hollywood Brown, the newest Eagle. We just talked about him with Schefter. It was down to 2 teams, Eagles and the Ravens. Why did he pick the Eagles? You're going to want to hear this next. Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
If you are ready to pop the question, I've always got the answer for you. Whether it's in Exeter or Newtown Square, it's Benari Jewelers. They are the best. BenariJewelers.com on the web if you want to find out a little bit more about them. Avoid the mega corporate chains. Avoid internet sites. But what I want you to do is go see Benari Jewelers. They are awesome, and you can buy with confidence. You are going to know that when you visit them, you are going to find a great team that is going to help you with their hand-selected diamonds from the world's premier diamond cutters. They're going to help you create a handcrafted ring, and it is going to be awesome. It's going to be beautiful. I helped Brendan Gunn. Well, I brought him to Benari Jewelers, and then he created the ring of her dreams and got the yes for his upcoming nuptials. Handcrafted rings from the most sought-after designers, a lifetime of free service, including sizing, cleaning, and to top it all off, only Benari Jewelers offers the industry-leading 110% diamond upgrade guarantee. Your natural diamond is never going to lose value when you are ready to upgrade. When it's meant to be, trust Benari Jewelers. Exton in Newtown Square. I love these folks. They're so awesome. Benari Jewelers is the best. When you're popping the question, Benari's always the answer.
Now, on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Eagles still adding to the roster. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Eagles went out and added a wide receiver yesterday in free agency. Hollywood Brown signs with the team for a one-year deal worth up to $6.5 million. He had 5 touchdowns for the Kansas City Chiefs last year. He slots in currently as the Eagles' number 3 wide receiver. That's assuming A.J. Brown is still here for the next season. Jeff Mosher of Inside the Birds talked about it on Middays with Marks yesterday.
I've always felt they needed a true slot receiver. Brown has been an inside and outside guy throughout his career. He did play a decent amount of the slot with the Chiefs. So if that's what they have in mind for him, I think that would be good.
There was bigger wide receiver news in the NFL yesterday, though, with the Dolphins trading Jalen Waddle in a 4th-round pick to the Broncos for a 1st, 3rd, and a 4th, setting the market for future wide receiver trades that could be coming. The short-handed Sixers lost to the Nuggets out in Denver 124-96 last night. They have the night off. Flyers played the Ducks tonight out in Anaheim at 10 p.m. puck drop. You can get that game live here on the Fanatic. Union take on America in the second leg of the CONCACAF Champions Cup matchup. They're down 1-0 on aggregate. Team USA fell to Venezuela in the World Baseball Classic final 3-2 last night, despite a game-tying home run in the 8th inning by Bryce Harper. Zack Berman will join us coming up at 9:05. This update is brought to you by WeatherBug. Get the fastest local alerts and accurate 24/7 forecasts with WeatherBug. It's easy to use so the weather never takes you by surprise. Download the free WeatherBug app today. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Philly Sports Talk. 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic app.
It's 8:31 here on Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Per Adam Schefter on this station minutes ago, yes, A.J. Brown and his camp did request a trade.
And already I have texts from people going, wow. So it's official. Someone finally said it. And it was weird because I was talking to Rodman during the break, and he said Jeremy Fowler sort of hinted around it yesterday, but now it's officially on the record. Yes, Adam Schefter says it flat out to us. Yes.
He didn't want to use the word demand.
He didn't say demand.
This isn't
It's the tone.
I'm going to hold out if I don't get traded kind of thing.
Well, demand is I guess it would be I don't like your tone.
Yeah, trade me or else.
Right. Yeah. So like I like tone, but it's clear now. We can stop with the
this isn't real.
Yeah, this wasn't real.
Even
this
though, believe it or not,
happened.
there are people that immediately responded saying,
oh, that's not real. Adam Schefter's making it up. Yes, Adam Schefter's making it up. Yeah, the NFL's premier insider's making it up. Uh-huh. Sure
it's a coping mechanism.
Yes, cope.
Well, good news is if they do lose A.J. Brown, they have Hollywood Brown, right? I already saw a great tweet. Somebody, it was the Solak from ESPN, basically. Like
Benjamin Solak?
That makes the jersey exchange easy.
Oh, yeah.
You know, as long as he picks number 11.
Well, he's not picking 11.
If Hollywood Brown picks number 11, you're good. You don't need a new jersey. If anything, Hollywood Brown would endear himself with Philadelphia fans.
If he did something
AJ
like that?
If he just picked number 11, or he's an a-hole and picks 10, and it's like, damn it, dude, you could have just done one number.
Or he just goes, if he goes 10, you could use the tape. Just anything with a
go
1
11.
in it.
I would be a Hollywood Brown fan for life. I don't have an A.J. Brown jersey, but for those of you who do, I know you got one, right?
I do. I have an A.J. Brown.
Yeah, you would. It's perfect. Hollywood Brown should pick the number 11 if A.J. Brown gets traded for the benefit of Eagles fans everywhere. Endear yourself right away.
Is he going to be selfish, or is he going to go for it?
I don't think it's a selfish thing.
No, I'm saying, is he going to be selfish, or is he going to worry about you Eagles fans? We'll find out.
I think he's going to pick whatever number he wants. It's probably going to be in the 80s. All right, so he signs with the Eagles yesterday, and then he went. Whose podcast was it?
This is Speakeasy with
Speakeasy.
Emmanuel Acho.
Oh, yeah, it's Speakeasy with the Acho and LaShawn. So Speakeasy, Hollywood Brown goes on there, and he talked about the process.
What were some of the other teams you was considering?
Man, what's crazy is I was really considering going back to Baltimore. Got good relationships there. Just really, I let my agent really handle it, till it got down to what it got down to.
And
he let the agent handle it till it got down to what it got down to.
Yeah, the brass tacks at the end. My takeaway is the Eagles valued Hollywood Brown more. Because I'm going to guess Hollywood Brown at this stage of his career.
I mean, he didn't cash in that big, so it's not like he got some outrageous number. So it's great. I'm glad. I like this signing very much.
I think it's an appropriate signing. I'm not.
See, I like it a lot.
I'm not. Yeah, you like it a lot more than I do.
I really do.
I always worry about his health.
I do.
He played all 16 games last year,
which is a shock
because the previous year was 2. The year before that was 14. The year before that was 12. And a Hollywood Brown issue has been leaving games because when you have that speed threat, the hammy's always act up.
I'll put it this way. He has a lot of Deshaun Jackson in him.
Sure.
Where Deshaun Jackson would be leaving games.
Not as talented.
No. But he would leave games.
Right.
Deshaun Jackson would start a game and then leave a game, and a lot of that in him.
Yeah, so this will be his 4th team in his NFL career.
Patrick
Mahomes
3 years in
Baltimore. Yeah, he did. 3 years in Baltimore, 2 in Arizona, 2 in Kansas City, and now he's here with the Philadelphia Eagles. I think the big thing for him, in Baltimore, he was supposed to be the guy.
Yes.
In Arizona, he was supposed to be the guy. In Kansas City, he was a part of a group. That will be Hollywood Brown here.
Yes.
With or without A.J. Brown, right? With or without A.J. Brown, it's still Devontae, Dallas Goedert, Saquon Barkley. I think that just helps Hollywood Brown as long as he stays healthy on the field. I mean, he scored 5 touchdowns.
I really do enjoy this signing. I'm very big. Connor, you seem, I can't tell.
I think you're more on my side.
It's hard to separate because he killed multiple fantasy football seasons for me.
What if I said to you just this? Because this is how I think everybody should wake up today and look at this. You took Jahan Dotson off your roster and you got Hollywood Brown.
Yeah.
I'll take Hollywood Brown over Jahan Dotson every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Sure.
Every day of the week.
I'm comfortable saying it's not a downgrade.
Yeah, it's not a downgrade.
And you can win with what you had talent-wise in previous wide receiver rooms, so this is a good move for the Eagles. That's as far as I'll go.
Okay. That's fair. I'll take it.
Like
I'll take it. I'll take it.
You know, I'm not about to buy a Hollywood Brown jersey, but if you have an A.J. Brown jersey and he becomes number 11, you got it. He should become number 11. He has to do it for the benefit of Eagles fans.
Body's not even warm yet. There still is currently a number 11 in town. Let's slow down.
DJ sends a note along. And he goes, I can't believe how thirsty you are to ask Adam Schefter that question. You just can't wait to help AJ pack his bags and get out of town.
Media's running out of time.
Oh, just stop. Just stop. For God's sakes.
It's a coping mechanism.
Oh, my gosh.
It is,
dude,
John. It's just the way that
it's
it is.
my job to get the facts of the case out there. And the facts of the case have always been that Howie Roseman's been looking to trade A.J. Brown, that A.J. Brown has asked to be traded, and that we need the facts to get out because there are a lot of people who keep trying to push that A.J. Brown's not wanting this.
Well, they don't believe what you're saying is facts.
And then now we get another one again. And again, if all of these things were happening and they were lies, there would be one person who would be putting an end to it. It would be A.J. Brown or his agent.
All right, can we I actually want people to respond to this question. What will be the bigger reaction if he doesn't get traded? You guys were talking about made up stuff the entire time, or if he does get traded, media ran him out of town. We can have conversations like that and not get so angry. We can right. Would the bigger reaction be, screw you guys, you ran him out of town? Or if he doesn't get traded, you guys were duped and were talking about nonsense the entire time. What's the bigger reaction? What's the bigger talking point for people? Duped?
But it wouldn't be duped because it's not fake.
That's what you said.
No, that's what everybody says.
Clearly not everybody.
Now, has anyone come out and said that the story's fake?
No, I'm not talking about.
I'm saying to you.
No, I'm talking about I'm talking about fans.
No, but I'm saying to you, has anybody spoken up and said this story is not true? A.J. Brown wanting out.
No, but A.J. Brown's never said that it was real.
That's
either.
not because, you know why? Because Jeffrey Lurie took him aside and said, we're going to do right by you. We're going to do our best to get you out. That's what
John Kincade
had the conversation. That's what it is. We're going to do that. I mean, it's like, this is so, I mean, I've never seen, it's one of the strangest stories. And honestly, I told you, it's the most aggravating. It might be the most aggravating.
But I understand it.
About
from a fan
what part
perspective,
do you understand?
Because people don't want him traded. This isn't
do we want him traded?
Like Nick Castellanos, right? Like there were a lot of people that don't like Nick Castellanos. I don't know many people that don't like A.J. Brown. I think there's a lot of people that are sick of this story.
I'm sick of his that
are ready for it to be done. But I don't know many people that have been out on A.J. Brown. They were out on Nick Castellanos. We have seen Embiid. There are people that are out on Joel Embiid. I don't know an Eagles fan, up until maybe just the exhaustion of this storyline, that was out on A.J. Brown. And so they don't want to believe it. And I don't blame them for it.
I do. What?
It's
like,
human
it's like
emotion.
Saying, I don't want to. That's the thing is, human emotion is one thing. Like, believing a story is fake is another. That's another. Just trying to convince yourself that a story's not real is another.
Oh, people convince themselves all the time.
Come on.
It happens in relationships. I mean, people, they happen all the time.
Life. You see something you don't like and you don't want to believe it.
You just don't want to believe it. I didn't want to believe the Miami of Ohio anti-people.
And John, you've laid the horse to water multiple times, and now you've been grabbing at the back of the head trying to make it drink. You can't.
It's just so dumb. It's dumb. I just like to, at some point, the reality will set in. It's like, come on.
At some point it will, and it will be the media's fault.
Yes, and then it'll be, they ran it. Not the fact that he requested a move,
and they will say it's because of the media.
Oh yes, that's not why.
But be prepared.
That's not why he requested a move. That's not why.
One day we'll find out the why.
Well,
We've tried getting that numerous times. We won't.
Yes.
All right, what do we got on the text line, Connor? The Davis Honda text line. Feel the Davis difference at Davis Honda in Burlington.
All right, so we have people checking in on the World Baseball Classic conversation and on the Bryce Harper home run last night. Joe in Boston says it was great to see the home run last night for Bryce, just for his confidence heading into a season where a lot of pressure will be on him.
Yeah,
I love that.
I think that, honestly, if you're Bryce Harper, he's talking to the missus and saying, yeah, I felt good. He's not going to say that publicly because his team lost. We've all done it. We've all done it. I've had a good game. My team lost, and I don't. I pretend to be sad, and then I get home. I go, Dad.
Did you pretend to cry?
No.
Okay.
No. Just check. But we've all done that in sports where you have the good game, your team lose. Darius Slay's done it.
You can't
publicly on a podcast.
You can't comment on you can't be too happy.
Yeah, like Bryce Harper can't go at the podium and go, man, but did that home run feel great?
Yeah, he can't, wild example, sit in the corner of the locker room with his own Bluetooth speaker,
right,
playing his music.
But during pillow talk with the missus, he can say, that felt good, though, I'll be honest. All right, coming up next.
You.
What would you do with a silver medal when you're supposed to win gold? We saw a major difference last night than the Canadians. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
The Flyers are slowly closing ground on the last.
Kincade Salciunas is back from the break. I wonder what they're going to get into.
It's 8:46 here on Kincade Salciunas 97.5 The Fanatic. I just checked out our YouTube chat. Always appreciate everybody that's a part of our YouTube community. You can watch the show every single day live, or you can go back and watch it. That's also where you can find post-show headlines.
Can I do that?
They got into a random topic about oil changes and how expensive they are these days. They are pricey, man. I do the full synthetic. I treat Carlos with respect with the full synthetic oil.
Okay, so you do that.
It's way too pricey.
You feed your dog Wagyu?
No.
Okay, what are you talking about? I honestly don't, because I do I buy the maintenance plan. So I bring it in at $5,000, I bring it in at $10,000, I bring it in at $15,000, so I pay for that up front. So I just bring it in and they take care of everything, and so I don't even know what it would cost.
I've seen between like 80 and 100 at this point. Full synthetic oil.
Are you
change.
kidding me? For an oil change?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
It's crazy, dude.
I remember going to Jiffy Lube for like $29.99.
Yep, not anymore, dude. It's crazy. Oh, just change your own oil.
By the way, do they still have Jiffy Lube?
Sure.
There was a Jiffy Lube.
Look how you answered that.
There was a Jiffy Lube right near me that closed.
Connor, I'm not so sure. I don't remember seeing them around.
They had them when I was growing up.
No, they did have them.
No, but are they still around?
Do we still have Jiffy Lube?
I don't know.
Yeah, Jiffy Lube's still around. There's one on City Ave, dude.
Hey,
Really?
Shout out Jiffy Lube.
Yeah.
I remember
There's one on
them being
Ridge. I remember that one on Ridge. I think I've been to that.
I remember them being around. I also remember them being quick and easy.
Yeah, well, now everything's getting so expensive. All right, so yesterday after Team USA lost to Venezuela, congratulations to Venezuela, but we're still disappointed that Team USA lost.
Yeah, we're like Canada.
Well,
we are. We're
not
like Canada.
Totally like Canada.
Explain.
Because when Team Canada lost, at least the women's one, I think they got enough heat for their post that they did not post it when the men's team lost. After Team USA women's won gold and beat the Team Canadian women's team and they won silver, they posted the silver shines just as bright as gold. And they got torched, dude, because that's such a weak
Oh, it was
thing.
terribly weak.
And it was minutes after. Like, it wasn't, you know how like if when the Phillies lose, they just post final and it's the score. Team Canada did like silver shines just as bright as gold, which is such a weak thing. And so they did not do that the second time around. What we got the second time around was everybody saw who the best team was out there. Juan Soto played that card. So Team USA could not play that card yesterday. We saw who the best team was because Juan Soto already played that card when USA beat the Dominican Republic. But yesterday, Manfred was the one putting the medals over the players. They went down the fair foul line individually and got the silver medal. And Kyle Schwarber was the first one I saw do it, but other players also did it. By the time they got it right around home plate to the dugout, they had already taken off the silver medal.
Okay. I like that.
So you like it.
No, I like that because we do not I raised a kid that we don't do that in our house.
Celebrating second place.
Second place is the first loser. And we don't celebrate. You don't get trophies for second place.
Now,
you don't display second place trophies.
Now, all of it's context, though. Like if
you're the number one country in the world, this is your sport, and you're going to celebrate second place. No.
If Team Italy got a silver medal, you're not like
that's
parading
different.
it.
No, but it's different.
But you might hang it up. I don't think Kyle Schwarber is hanging up his 2026 World Baseball Classic silver medal on his mantle.
No, you shouldn't. You should be sort of embarrassed by it.
Connor?
Yeah, absolutely not.
I was pro the removing of the medal. Not because they were saying this doesn't count or something. This isn't we were the better team out there like what Canada did.
No,
it's just
but
they were disappointed in their result.
Yeah, they
we
were,
weren't
and I
here
like
for
that.
All right.
We're all in that. We're all in that camp. Now, Coop. Okay, Coop. Coop going to have a little.
T-ball starts next week.
When Coop actually starts competitive stuff, is he going to have a little like shelf for like potentially like? Is he going to display participation trophies in your house?
If it makes him happy, sure.
Okay.
If it makes him happy.
Okay.
I care. If it makes him happy.
Okay. Well, then that's it. You're going to be about that. That's just your choice.
I'm not going to say put that in the trash, kiddo. Like,
is that not? That's your choice. I'm not saying put it in the trash. Display it. I'm talking about displaying it.
Well, listen, he's Andrew's kid. Maybe that's all he'll get.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah, maybe.
I have a feeling that the receipt is going to take care of business with it.
Damn right he will. Well, he'll always just win. We don't have to worry about participation trophies in our house because my son's just.
Well, as long as he's on champions, the
star player.
I raised a kid and she and my wife, by the way, much like you, absolutely disagreed with me. I raised a kid who embraced it, hates the idea of losing at anything.
Does my son.
Does not in any way embrace celebrating
cries over
runner-up.
Candyland.
No, doesn't celebrate runner-up. Never wanted to she followed that mantra, and now she's 22 and that's just her mentality. My wife hates it. She thinks it's one of the worst things that I taught her. I say it's one of the reasons why she is the person that she is.
I just if my 4-year-old has a T-ball trophy and wants it on his drawers on his where his clothes are.
What's the trophy for? Just showing up?
We'll have that conversation when he gets high school.
In T-ball, sure.
No, I'm saying is participation trophy?
In T-ball, sure. You want to talk about like high school sports? Like no, but like
okay.
It's T-ball,
so it will change. Okay.
Yeah, it's T-ball.
I'll check back.
If he wants to, whatever. All right, let's go to our man Stan in Drexel Hills. Stan, you're on Kincade Salciunas.
Hey, good morning, fellas.
What's up, Stan?
I kind of agree. I kind of agree with y'all, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I got my daughter; she's 10, and I could tell her competitive nature is kicking in. So now it's more so about, listen, we try to be top tier over here.
Yeah, like T-ball.
We're not celebrating participation trophies.
If Coop wants his team T-ball trophy, okay, that's one thing. Like I'm going to let my 4-year-old son to have his T-ball trophy.
Every kid that came get a trophy. No, you don't celebrate that.
No, that's exactly right.
Don't celebrate it. Don't start with that.
But once I start playing more competitive baseball, I did not put up the second place trophy in my room. I'm talking T-ball. Like, go for it, kiddo. Here's your orange slice, and here's your tacky.
You teach from the
guy
beginning.
Swinging the bat.
The thing is, you teach from the beginning. Is I think what Stan, right? You teach from the beginning.
Yeah. Because like now, when I play my daughter in her little video games and all that, like I don't let her win, and I give her all the smoke.
Oh, I do that. Oh yeah, dude. We don't let him. We don't let him win Candyland, man. And those are battles.
Yeah.
And when she beats you,
you got to earn that.
And when she beats you, I bet she dances around the house, Stan.
Oh yes.
Yes.
She goes right to her mom, lets her know like she beat me.
Hell
legit.
yeah.
She, and then I give her, belt to butt right after. I'm like, yeah, getting that look back. You know what I'm saying? So, real quick on that AJ Brown stuff. So I think, John, you made some great points, man. I've been in the camp. I don't want to move AJ at all. I just, even though I wasn't thrilled with what happened last season, to me that was more of I put everything together as far as the offense struggling. I thought Saquon had a down year at the offensive line. So I put everything together. I still don't like him taking plays off and quitting. I agree with you on that. But I put it all together as just a bad season. That being said, I think a lot of people's issue and why they, bury their head in the sand, honestly, is I think they're scared of what the reality might mean. And I think for them, it's if you trade AJ and you don't get something similar from a production standpoint, that's it. We're not going back to no Super Bowls. We're not competing for no Super Bowls. And after having, competed the way that we have for the last 4 seasons, going to 2 Super Bowls and winning one, I think it's the worry that you're going to go back to the Todd Pinkstons. And I understand that we have Devontae, but if you don't feel Devontae is a real number one, or even if he is, you don't know if that's enough. And you say to yourself, man, I just think if we trade him now, when we still have this window open, we're not going to be able to have this type of success ever again. And
but Stan, if he's not bought in, and it's obvious he wasn't bought in. If he's not bought in,
right,
then why are you going to try to convince somebody who's not bought in?
Well,
why are you wasting that time on that?
I'm only going to speak for the way I look at it. I do believe people can change their perspectives, right?
Okay.
So maybe, I think you said it earlier, maybe he has a sit down with Mannion and he sees something and says, you know what, let me see what I can do in this offense and see how this thing works, right?
Okay.
Maybe they don't find a trade partner and you have to come back. And then maybe at that point, that's when, you know what, let me go ahead. I remember back 2000, 2001, Larry Brown, all them, they had a trade for AI. Luckily, Matt Geiger.
Yep, Matt, we talked about it last week.
You know what I'm saying?
The trade kicker, Matt Geiger, saved the Sixers, man.
Save that, and then you go to the finals, right? So I know it's a little bit different, but I'm saying, like, having that where now, you know what, this is a new offense. This is a new guy coming in. I like his ideas. Let me see what I can do. If I can have production in this, and maybe I get traded the next season. Like I think that's where some people is hoping that's what happens.
Well, the thing is
you want to come back on your own merit.
The thing is, Stan, is that I get you. Is that I think like Andrew's there, Connor's there. That's where you got, and I think that's where you are. You're hoping that that's the case. What I can't relate to on this story is the people who are living with their heads in the sand, who are literally saying, "This isn't real. This isn't real." That's like you're acting like children.
I don't agree with that.
But they're acting like children.
I don't like that. Especially, we know who Adam Schefter is. He's been doing this for years.
Yes.
You know, it's kind of like with Woj with the NBA.
Right.
There's certain guys that they have that.
Thank you, buddy.
Where
hey, Stan,
Thanks, man.
Listen, brother, we got to go, but I'm going to put you on hold. We're going to get you the pair of knockout tickets today.
Thanks,
because
Stan.
here's the deal. Johnny Marks is trying to build a super team. We only need one.
He could be.
And I'm sitting right here.
No, it's Stan.
No, Stan could be there.
Okay.
Stan won the championship in his basketball league this past year.
Stan could be that guy.
So Johnny Marks, we only need one. You can build your Monstars. Connor and I will be Tweety Bird and Bugs, but we got Jordan on our team.
Dibs Bugs.
And not the second one. The LeBron one doesn't.
And we got to
count.
watch the Colarulos.
All right, coming up next.
No cheating from the Colarulos.
Zach Berman spoke with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts excited about Sean Mannion. We get to dive deeper into that with Zach coming up next here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Some big wide receiver news in the NFL. I'm Connor Thomas, and, well, the Eagles made some yesterday, signing wide receiver Hollywood Brown in free agency, 1 year, $6.5 million deal. He had 587 yards and 5 touchdowns for the Chiefs last year, and he slots in currently as the Eagles' number 3 wide receiver on the depth chart, but that's assuming A.J. Brown is back. Jeff Mosher of Inside the Birds joined Middays with Marks yesterday, talked about, well, what if he's got to be a number 2?
If he's your second wide receiver, I don't think that's good enough. But if A.J. Brown gets traded and you go in with Devontae Smith as your 1 and Marquise Brown as your 2, I still want to know then who's your slot receiver. You need more than that.
But it wasn't the only point of wide receiver news in the NFL. Jalen Waddle's moving on from the Dolphins, being traded along with a 4th-round pick to the Broncos for a 1st, 3rd, and a 4th yesterday. Short-handed Sixers lost to the Nuggets out in Denver, 124-96 the final. They're off tonight. Flyers play the Ducks tonight in Anaheim, 10 p.m. puck drop. You can hear that game live here on The Fanatic. Union play America in the second leg of CONCACAF Champions Cup. They're down 1-0 on aggregate, and Team USA fell to Venezuela in the World Baseball Classic final 3-2 last night. Bryce Harper did have a big-time 8th-inning game-tying home run, but it was all for naught. Zach Berman, it's never for naught when we talk to him. He joins us coming up next. This update is brought to you by Family & Company Jewelers in Marlton. No pressure, no commission shopping. With every price clearly displayed, no haggling, just real value from a family-owned business on Route 70 or shop online at FamilyJewelers.com. That's South Jersey's diamond destination. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Old reset. Should we do yesterday's show? Will the Team USA beat Venezuela, and will Bryce Harper have his moment? I bet you he has a home run, a 2-run shot in the 8th inning, down 2 runs.
I'm glad he had his moment. I can't understand anybody who doesn't. Look, like, just be happy for Bryce.
Well, Machette's twice.
Be happy for Bryce. Be happy for Bryce. Be happy for where it's at and what it means. Don't read too much into it.
Yeah, but also people shouldn't have read too much into the first 6 games either. That like now all of a sudden Bryce Harper's cooked and
that's what we said yesterday. If you're using that sample size, because Bryce Harper should receive enough grace to realize that he's not cooked.
Right
now, I don't believe the elite thing because I consider the Aaron Judge, the Shohei Ohtanis, the elite players of baseball, and I don't think that Bryce Harper's in that category anymore. He may prove me wrong this year.
How many elite players do you believe there are in baseball?
It depends on how you use the term.
I believe elite is overused.
Yes,
I believe your people are putting too many players in elite. Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge is when you're talking about elite. And if you're talking about having to do disclaimers, Bryce Harper is a 2-time in his career 100 RBI guy.
He's also a 2-time MVP.
He's a 2-time in his career 100 RBI guy. Like he's not. He's a very, very, very good player. Really good player. It's not those type of players.
We do throw things around willy-nilly.
Too elite.
Like, look, there's one elite quarterback in the NFL. It's why we always say Patrick Mahomes is on a tier of his own.
He's on his own.
Unless you want to come up with a new word.
Right. He's on his own thing. Like, if you want to do that. Like, it's like back in the day, Jamie and I used to go back and forth on this. Jamie had everybody as superstars.
Right.
Everybody was a superstar. I'm like, no. Like, superstars thrown around like it's, oh, yeah, he's a superstar. He's a superstar. There's no level. Do the Sesame Street game. If one of these things is not like the other, if you can't do it where one guy doesn't stand out as being, yeah, that guy doesn't belong. That doesn't belong. Doesn't fit. That's the way I look at it.
All right. By the way, we had Schefter on earlier today. He just put out a tweet that the Miami Dolphins, this is weird to me.
What?
The Miami Dolphins, who just traded away Jalen Waddle, right?
Okay.
They released Tua Tagovailoa, understandably.
Okay.
So, teams have called about trying to trade for Devin Achane, and they've been told he's not available. Why? If you're tanking, why wouldn't you just try to get the most possible?
Someone's got to shut the lights off.
Do you want to be crushed by the NFL too? Do you want the NFL to come in and maybe dock you draft picks?
Yeah,
like
I guess that might be it.
Because they could have that. Yeah, they might have that. That could very well be what the issue is.
You don't want to go full on tank. All right.
You do something like that draws the NFL's attention, then they come in and they say, oh, well, we're going to take draft picks from you and everything. The NFL is as punitive as they come.
Sure.
So that maybe they don't want to trust that. They don't
by
trust
the way, this is his last year of his contract.
Correct.
So why? Okay, whatever. All right. If you're not going to re-sign, like, what if he doesn't want to re-sign with Miami?
That's what I say.
Why wouldn't you trade him? I'm even asking for here. I'm football related. All right,
maybe the new coach.
Maybe. On Kincade and Salciunas. We love this man. Always enjoy talking to him. He does a tremendous job. Great job, Johnny. Covering the Eagles for The Athletic. Our man, Zack Berman.
He does.
Zack, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming on. We've been excited because Jalen Hurts is excited. I know you had a chance to talk to him a little bit. Jalen Hurts said that he is excited for Sean Mannion's offense. How much were you able to get from Jalen about that level of excitement? Because, man, is it different than what he said about Patullo last year.
Yeah, I don't want to overstate it, right? Like I could come on here and like puff my chest, but I don't want to overstate it. I was with Jalen at a school in Camden. He was reading the kindergarten students for his new book. We spoke for about 15 minutes, and afterwards, I was just asking about some Eagles stuff, and I could tell you anecdotally, like his eyes lit up when I brought up Sean. He said Sean's been amazing. He did acknowledge like their interactions been limited football wise, and there's like certain league rules before the league year how much you're allowed to talk about like actual football as opposed to getting to know you. But they have been in communication, and he is excited about that. But I don't want to overstate like that we got into how the emotion's going to affect him and playing under center and things like that. It was much more surface level.
Look, and for surface level, though, from all your interactions with Jalen Hurts, that means something, though, because Jalen's a guarded guy, right? I mean, he's a guy who does play things close to the vest, and you take something away from that, correct?
Yeah, that's a good point, John. You are right about that. And Jalen's very adept. He knows who he's talking to, and he knows the audience it's going to reach. And so, I mean, I suppose, thinking out loud, he very could have easily punted on questions. He could have punted on that question because Jalen, he knows how to do it if he doesn't want to answer it, and he did play ball there regarding Sean Mannion. So yeah, so there is, I suppose you can read something into that, but I don't want to read too much into it yet until he's out on the field.
Zach, how is Jalen Hurts? Is he obviously hears the noise with everything that's going on around one player. How has he been handling this offseason where he doesn't know if A.J. Brown's going to be on the roster or not?
Yeah, I mean, I think actually, like, for whatever, you guys or the callers, might debate about Jalen. I think one thing you can say about Jalen is, like, he is rock solid, steady in terms of his confidence, his temperament, his approach, and I think that's the part that doesn't change. So I think he's in a good spot. I mean, as I can say, as a fellow author, I wish I had his book sales. I think he's happy about that, right? But
kindergartners aren't reading your book. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, true. Maybe that'll be my next one. But no, but in all seriousness, Jalen, he was in real good spirits when in the time that we spoke at the end of the season. I kind of felt the same way. He's got a good grasp of the situation, and I think he's going to take a good approach this offseason. He's in tune with what's going on. I think Jalen knows the importance of, obviously this upcoming season, but yeah, so I can't say that, he laid down on the couch and shared his innermost feelings or anything, right? But I think that I would say Jalen's in a good spot.
Zach, I got to tell you that it's going to annoy me to no end if A.J. Brown is traded and the next day we get one of those, like one of the local beats, and it could even be you, if we get here's the deep dive story into what really went down with A.J. Brown. Do you think we're going to find out if an A.J. Brown divorce happens with the Eagles very quickly, the entire story will then be laid out to the public?
Well, I mean, I kind of think a lot of this story has already been laid out to the public, right? And what I mean by that is I understand there's always more beyond the surface. And I'm not disputing that, but I think AJ's been fairly honest about what he wants from the rest of his career, and I think it's kind of apparent that he kind of feels at this point that the structure that's in place with the Eagles is not going to allow him to be the best receiver in the league, right? And so I think there's a lot made about the personality dynamics, and I don't think there's enough conversation about the football dynamics. Meaning, like, can he be the best receiver in this offense with this personnel, with this quarterback, with this system, right? And I think that's kind of what the question here is I think he's been kind of open about that. Now, I'm not going to pretend that, like, you don't hear more behind the scenes or under the surface, but I think I don't think in this case enough's been made about the football element of the conversation.
Zach Berman from The Athletic joining us here on Kincade and Salciunas. We had a retirement earlier this week in Darius Slay. You had the opportunity to cover him. We've always talked about sort of the weird relationship that a lot of fans had with Darius Slay, but you were able to be in the locker room, see how he acted with a lot of his teammates and the success that he had in Philadelphia. So speak on your time covering Darius Slay. Yeah, to the part about behind the scenes, one of the best teammates I've ever covered, and I'm going on to year 15 covering the Eagles. To a man in that locker room, his teammates swear by him. The amount of time that he takes with younger players is rare for any player, but especially a star player.
for his, like the investment that he makes in that locker room is, it's rare. I mean, I could fill up an hour of your show with anecdotes about Darius Slay during his time with the Eagles that kind of shows like the type of teammate that he was, and I think that's why he was so popular in that locker room. And I wrote this and I kind of described him. He's like your favorite player's favorite teammate at all times, right? And on the field, look, cornerback was like a little bit of a wasteland in Philly for about a 6 to 8 year stretch. And they had some good patchwork solutions, like they won a Super Bowl, obviously, with Jalen Mills and Ronald Darby. But Darius Slay gave them like a true number one, legit Pro Bowl caliber cornerback. And it can't be overstated how important that was during a stretch when the Eagles went to 2 Super Bowls, won one, right? And so, yeah, Darius Slay, I think he's a really good Eagle, and just had an awesome career. I give him a lot of credit.
Zach,
I can't wait to read his next children's book.
Yeah.
I can think of it. I'll give you some ideas. I'll sketch a few out.
Please,
John will text you.
There you go, buddy.
How to trade A.J. Brown as if you're in the lunchroom.
No, AJ and Jalen get along.
Oh, that would be a nice.
That'd be a nice
one. I would like that story.
There we go.
Zach, we appreciate the time. We'll talk to you again soon.
Absolutely, guys.
Thanks.
Zach Berman.
He is a talented writer, and by the way, his books are great. And by the way, Easter coming, Father's Day coming later.
Yeah.
Some great ideas for gifts in the books. One of Zach Berman's books right on a coffee table down in the Kincade.
Do you put coffee on? Oh, you don't drink coffee.
I do not drink coffee.
Do you use it as a coaster?
I do not.
Good.
No, we do not do that.
You're not supposed to.
We do not do that. We have the Christina had the custom coasters made one Christmas for me.
Oh, very nice.
With the Kincade logo on them. How about that?
How about that?
My goal is to read one book this year. It might just be Zach's.
There you go.
I had half a book last year, and we're going to try and double the output.
What was the half a book?
Inner Excellence.
I guarantee.
And why'd you stop?
It's not that interesting.
It's not. By the way, it's not.
All due respect.
It's not that interesting.
It wasn't. It's not.
No, it's not.
My man was reading it on the sideline.
And by the way, I'll go further. Bunch of psychobabble.
I disagree with that.
Bunch of psychobabble.
Did you read it?
Yes, I did. That's what I did. Yeah, bunch of psychobabble.
There's interesting stuff in there.
There's some interesting. How about this? There's some interesting. There's some components that work, right?
Yeah,
that you could apply. Yes, but it was a bunch of jibber jabber. There's many. If you want self-help books, I could give you 50 that would be better than that. How about that?
That one spoke most to him.
Well, if it created last year, thanks a freaking lot. If it caused that, thanks a freaking lot.
Hopefully it didn't. All right, let's go to Glenn in Wallingford. Glenn, what's up, brother?
Hey, good morning, boys. How's it going?
Hi, Glenn.
What's up, G Money?
Hey, so last night I want to touch base on the baseball class. So were you guys completely 100% invested in the game last night?
I was vested in the first game.
Last
the whole thing
last 3 games, totally invested.
Yeah, guys. So I mean, I tried to sync it up to where I could watch. I'd almost look at it as like an all-star game where you were your hometown team players. You want to kind of see them play the most, right? So where they were batting in the lineup. And obviously, they were not having a good night as a team last night. So I got to see, Harper's at bats. I saw his single, and then obviously the 2-run shot. So, but yeah, I mean, I really did look at it more as a exhibition, really, during the whole thing. And Andrew, you know me, I'm pretty much all in on just about every single. I was bouncing back between the Texas. First 4 game and the PGL golf on ESPN.
Wow. I like that.
A lot of Jupiter Farms.
You like that PGL? That PGL's pretty fun, isn't it?
It's pretty fun, yeah. I mean, it's a little bit different, but listen, during the summer, during the winter months, when you're just dreaming of getting on the golf course.
Yes,
it's kind of neat to.
We also didn't have our owls to watch.
Yeah, we did not.
So.
No,
that adds to your open schedule because unfortunately there was not much to watch for the Owls.
I tell you what was great last night though on the NC State Texas game. They had Charles Barkley and Dick Vitale doing the color with Brian Anderson calling the game last night.
That's
so
cool.
I don't know.
It's a shame that I didn't watch a second of it.
Yeah, I can't watch that.
Thanks for the call, Glenn. Earlier today,
can't watch it.
I said going into the FanDuel read that the tournament starts Thursday. Last night and tonight.
Tournament starts Thursday because these are play-in games,
right? And I said that they're cute, and so we try to figure out what's the furthest a play-in team went. Do you know, Connor?
Sweet 16.
That's what John
I
guessed.
guess. Yes.
VCU in 2011 or 12
when they were an 11 seed.
Final Four.
Gotcha.
Because the 11 seed at least has some talent, like the 16, like the Robert Morris's.
That was the Shaka Smart breakout year, right?
Shaka Smart, and John literally said he has played that
into millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Because he's never performed like that since.
They made it to the Final Four, and there was another team as well. I forget. There's two teams that have made it to the Final Four.
Honestly, getting teams to tournaments is not a big deal.
Depends who the team is.
Well, yeah.
Well, he's had teams that should be going to tournaments.
Right, but like Fran McCaffrey, who we had on yesterday.
That's an amazing accomplishment.
Siena, right? Now Penn. There was 3 other schools that he was the head coach of that he got to the tournament. Like that's impressive. The fact that he's been able to, one of 4 coaches now or 5 coaches to go to 5 different tournaments with 5 different schools, which that's just insane to me. All right, what do we got on the text line, Connor? And then we'll check our poll because we know it's going strong still, but you always want to just check it out. And that's what Iron Mountain Men's Health does for us. Dr. Howie Donapel. Every once in a while, you just want to see if it's still there. What do we got on the text line? And then give us the poll, Connor.
John Kruk checks in on the text line, our guy John, and he says, I don't care what Bryce did or didn't do in camp or the World Baseball Classic. Show me you can produce when the season starts and produce consistently. The homer last night was pretty cool, though. I can't lie.
Yeah. I get it. Like, what did the home run in March do for you in May? I get it. I also think there were people that were the opposite. That was, he stinks now because of the first 6 games.
But if anybody on the roster, Bryce Harper's one that you say a sample size of 6 games it's idiotic to judge him on it because he bounces back. When Bryce Harper has a bad streak, you know that the scorching streak's coming.
Yeah, because it happened. It's been his entire career.
He's always given us that, and he's always gave it to the Nationals before. It always is happening.
Coming up next, you guys are going head-to-head.
Oh.
We have a big night.
Uh-oh.
Some are saying it's bigger than the World Baseball Classic Championship game. There is a draft that is taking place tonight filled with NFL superstars. This draft includes Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, and Devontae Smith. John and Connor put their GM caps on next.
Well, I like it.
It is Kincade Salciunas here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
It's all about the live betting on the BetParks app, and it's going to be all about some fantastic times up at the Parks Casino. Looking so forward to it. There is going to be a star-studded event going on from Thursday through Sunday. Not as much on Friday afternoon when I show up, but it's going to be great because everyone loves the Parks Casino, and the Parks Casino hosting fantastic times. It's their Hoops Mania tip-off party. All the games on the 150-foot video wall. Fantastic food and drink specials. Great prizes. You can register to win Iverson and Maxey signed jerseys and basketballs. You can play Pop-A-Shot with the pros. Play the BetParks human slot machine. Special guests, too, in person. Coach Jimmy Lynam will be there. I'll be there Friday afternoon. Mark Jackson from NBC Sports Philadelphia will be there. Matty Cord will be there. Mike Frieswick will be there, the Frieswick. D. Lynam, Barrett Brooks, and more. It all starts Thursday at Parks Casino in Ben Salem. BetParks.com has all the details. It is going to be a great tournament. I'll see you there Friday afternoon. Got to be 21. Should you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Eagles go Hollywood. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Eagles added to the wide receiver room yesterday with the addition of Hollywood Brown in free agency. He was signed to a 1-year deal worth up to $6.5 million. Had a nice year with the Chiefs last year, 5 touchdowns out there. He slots in as the Eagles' number 3 wide receiver, and Jeff Mosher of Inside the Birds talked about the acquisition on Middays with Mark yesterday.
I've always thought they needed a true slot receiver. Brown has been an inside and outside guy throughout his career. He did play a decent amount of the slot with the Chiefs. So if that's what they have in mind for him, I think that would be good.
We'll see how he fits in. He slotted in as the number 2 wide receiver in the news yesterday as Dolphins moved on from Jalen Waddle, trading him in a 4th-round pick to the Broncos for a 1st, 3rd, and a 4th. The Sixers lost to the Nuggets out in Denver last night, 124-96 the final. They're off tonight. Flyers play the Ducks out in Anaheim. 10 p.m. is the tip-off time. You can hear that game live here on the Fanatic. Union play America in the second leg of the CONCACAF Champions Cup matchup. They're down 1-0 on aggregate, so some ground to make up. And Team USA, they lost to Venezuela in the World Baseball Classic final 3-2 last night, despite a big-time 8th-inning home run tying the game by Bryce Harper. This update is brought to you by Papa John's. Introducing new pan pizza from Papa John's. Order a medium 1-topping pan pizza, just $11.99 when you download the Papa John's app or at papajohns.com. Better ingredients, better pizza. That's Papa John's. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
8 days until
but they're really not that bad, at least most of the time. Now let's listen to more Kincade and Salciunas before I change my mind.
The final hour of Kincade and Salciunas is presented to you by The Bagster. It's a dumpster in a bag. You can get yours today at Home Depot and Lowe's. You need details? Go to Bagster.com.
All right. At the end of this segment, we need your help to vote which team is better. John Kincade versus Connor Thomas, head-to-head GMs, flag football. Tonight, we don't know the time, which is weird. I don't know how they don't have this promoted anywhere because there's nothing going on other than the play-in games, right? Tomorrow's the beginning of the NCAA tournament. World Baseball Classic ended yesterday. The fact that not one person knows what time this flag football draft is tonight, it should be televised. It's stupid if they don't do it. I digress. The flag football, the Fanatics flag football game is happening this Saturday, March 21st, from 4 to 8:30. It was supposed to be in the Middle East, but because of everything that's going on in the world, it is now in Los Angeles. So more people are involved. And I have the list of names in front of me, as do Connor and John, and they're going to draft their teams. Now, here's what we're going to do. I have a dime, because that's all I can
You have a
find.
dime?
John, you get to call it in the air because, Connor, I have no faith in you anymore after you did not get the Super Bowl coin flip right.
I'm due.
And so I'm going to have John Kincade call it in the air.
Got it. Just flip it.
But the first pick, you have to pick the duo captain quarterback. That has to be the pick.
Okay, has to be the pick.
All right, so call it in the air. Heads or
Okay,
tails.
heads.
All right, I do the flip as well onto the back of the hand. It is heads. So you have the first pick.
So you have to pick it's got to be the quarterback combo?
Yes. So here's the deal. In case people don't know, Tom Brady and Jalen Hurts are co-captains and will both be quarterbacks for their team. And then Jaden Daniels and Joe Burrow are co-captains of the other team, and they are quarterbacks. And then there are running backs, Saquon Barkley, Ashton Genty, Alvin Kamara.
Okay.
Receivers and tight ends, some current, some retired. Devontae Adams, Odell Beckham Jr., Stephon Diggs, Gronk,
Okay.
DeAndre Hopkins, Kyle Juszczyk, Deebo Samuel, Devontae Smith. And then there's linebackers and defensive backs, Myles Garrett, Derwin James Jr., Luke Kuechly. Right. I'm telling the audience.
Oh, okay.
Tyrann Mathieu,
they're lost by
Von
now.
Miller, and Jalen Ramsey. Well, they may have heard a name.
Well, I mean,
wow.
if we do by groupings, we could do them into smaller
Well, we're not
groupings.
doing it by groupings.
Oh.
You picked the player that you're building your team, brother.
Okay. Well,
I need to know what kind of GM you are.
He's already cooked.
I'm going Daniels Burrow.
All right, so you're going the Daniels Burrow duo, which means Connor's got the Brady Hurts.
Correct.
So we will do snake draft.
Yeah, so Connor gets to
So
go.
now, Connor, you get to go 2 picks here.
All right, give me Alvin Kamara and give me Myles Garrett.
Ew. You already.
I'm a little shocked at that.
You already lost, dude.
Why did you get
Alvin Kamara?
Why did you do that?
Dude, you already lost.
It's flag football. It's not football.
I can't.
He
believe,
lost. We might as well.
I like
You're
this.
going to
though.
voting. Let me pick my team.
No, I like this that he
go
did
to
that.
break.
No,
Go ahead.
I like that he did that. I'm really happy with that. I'll take.
Go ahead,
I
John.
will take Ashton Genty.
Okay.
Will be my next pick, and I will take. I'll take Devontae Smith.
All right, Devontae Smith. All right. So now, Connor, you have 2 picks. Defense wins championships apparently in flag football with your Myles Garrett pick.
Dude, Myles Garrett's the most athletic guy on this list.
I got you.
Give me Gronk and Devontae Adams.
All right, Gronk.
You went with Gronk.
Devontae Adams. Well,
he's Brady.
Yeah, he's got the Brady connection. I think
understand,
it's a solid pick.
Also, who on this list is guarding Rob Gronkowski?
Well, Myles Garrett, but he's on your team.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
Probably Luke Kuechly.
I get
if
you.
he can still move.
Doesn't even play.
All right, John.
Okay, I'm going to take. I will take. Give me. I'll take Saquon Barkley.
All right. Yeah.
Give me Saquon Barkley.
Surprised he went this late.
Give me Saquon.
Okay.
And I will take Stephon Diggs.
All right. So you're going with the offense heavy.
Yeah, I'm going on.
All right, Connor. By the way, there are also.
Well, look at my quarterbacks.
There are also 3 special guests, I Show Speed, Logan Paul, and Terrence Bud Crawford, the boxer. So you'll probably pick those three last, I'm guessing. I don't know. You might have a strategy. Connor, what do you got?
Give me Jalen Ramsey and Derwin James Jr.
All right. I thought John was going to go with Ramsey in his last.
I was going to my. Connor took that off my next.
I thought instead of Diggs, you were going to go with Jalen Ramsey. Connor, now you're back in it. All right, Johnny.
He's back in on that.
Johnny, what do you got?
Okay, that you're definitely back in it there. I will take. I'll take Von Miller.
Okay.
Definitely. And I will take. I'll take Tyrann Mathieu.
I was wondering when he was going to go.
I'll take Tyrann Mathieu because he's in it, and hopefully he'll be on the good bud.
I think Tyrann Mathieu might actually be incredible at flag football.
I know he's gonna ball out.
He's a ball hawk.
He doesn't do anything at half speed.
He might be my favorite player in this.
Connor, if Tyrann Mathieu was a radio producer, he'd be you.
Damn right.
He does everything everything's got to be like. Yeah, he's very amped.
I love that about him.
Connor,
he's just washed. Give me Kyle Juszczyk.
Ooh,
he should have gone after I Show Speed.
Awful.
Very versatile. And then give me Kuechly.
All right.
Okay.
All right, Johnny.
Okay, so now I can just go more offense. Give me Odell Beckham Jr. and Deebo Samuel.
All right. Deebo.
Yeah, there you go. Odell Beckham, Deebo Samuel.
We got anyone left?
So now we're
is
back
Hop
to the
still
three.
Out there?
No.
Or you took him already?
No, DeAndre Hopkins still available.
Yeah, DeAndre Hopkins is available,
Yeah.
and then the three.
Yeah,
this is light work. Give me Hopkins and give me I Show Speed.
You want the speed from Speed.
He's an athlete.
Not a bad late.
No, he isn't.
Not a bad. I'd rather him than the other two, Logan Paul or
Yeah, I don't
Terrence
want
Bud
Logan
Crawford.
Paul anywhere near my team.
Well,
and
you got both of them.
I mean, they're just. I'm fine with my team. My team's good. My team will score.
Are you going to let him play?
No.
Is he on the bench?
No, I'm making that mandate. I'm going to be like the San Diego Padres.
All right, so
in fact, I'm going to have Mark DeRosa help coach this team and just say, "Here's the rules."
So I'll go through this pretty slowly. YouTube, you guys get the immediate votes on this. All right, you get the immediate votes, and I'll tally them during the upcoming commercial break. Team John, he had the first pick. You know what? We're going to do the interview. Team John, why did you go with Daniels and Burrow? Do you not trust Jalen Hurts? What was your reasoning?
No, I think in a flag football game, first of all, I'm not picking the 50-year-old guy, and I'm taking Jaden Daniels and Joe Burrow. And plus, I think both of them are Harry Hard-Ons that are going to try to really be really important to it.
All right, see, John Kincade had the first pick. His team, he went with the duo of Jaden Daniels, Joe Burrow, Ashton Genty, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley, Stephon Diggs, Von Miller, the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, Odell Beckham Jr., Deebo Samuel, Logan Paul, and Terrence Bud Crawford. Of course, they have the two celebrities that they have to throw.
Not a lot of speed over there.
Crafty, though. Devontae, Saquon.
Yeah, I'm fine with my team.
Open field, those two guys.
I'm fine with my team. Are you kidding me?
All right, Team Connor. He went with the Brady Hurts because John went Daniels Burrow. Alvin Kamara being your first pick was just
that was
disgusting.
Strange. I mean, just really strange.
Alvin Kamara, Myles Garrett, Gronk, Devontae Adams, Jalen Ramsey, Derwin James Jr., Juszczyk, Luke Kuechly, DeAndre Hopkins, and I Show Speed.
Let me tell you why Kamara was number one. I'll give my interview.
Why?
You're not handing the ball off in flag football, and he is the best receiving running back on this list by a mile, the biggest value over the other guys that are there.
I saw Saquon Barkley jump over somebody backwards.
Yeah. I understand.
You're giving me Alvin Kamara. All right, so YouTube, you guys have to vote. Is it Team Connor or Team John based off of those draft picks? You guys both feel good about your teams.
Good. I feel very good. I feel very good with Samuel's involvement. I feel very good with Devontae Smith, a tap dancer, a magician, a contortionist. Stephon Diggs is going to tear it up.
I think you had a great end of the draft. Matthew was a great steal. I think Deebo Samuel's going to really try.
I do too.
He's fat.
No, he's not.
No, he was fat at training camp.
He was fat at training camp.
You're right. He's in shape for the flag football tournament.
Right.
Yes. You never know. The one upside that Connor has is I do believe that your celebrity actually could accomplish something.
Connor's team, though, is absolutely better defensively. I mean, I hardly have any defense.
Yeah, who's covering my guys?
I mean, I got like nothing.
All right, immediate text line, too, 610-632-0975. Just text in Team Connor or Team John. Connor, we never got to it. What is the Twitter poll, the Dr. Avidan Appel Iron Mountain Men's Health Twitter poll telling us so far?
So it's about the World Baseball Classic today. The poll is still up and strong, thanks to Dr. Avidan Appel of Iron Mountain Men's Health. And the question, now that the World Baseball Classic is over, where did you find your level of interest, or where do you find your level of interest compared to your expectations prior to the tournament? 45% say they're more interested now, 38% saying as expected, and the number's dropping, but still 17% saying less interested.
Less interested.
How could you, how could you be less? So too much.
I get I don't know why you're less interested. You got to watch the best players in the world. That USA Dominican Republic game was literally all-stars versus all-stars. I don't want to say it's a shame it wasn't the championship game because I don't want to take away from Venezuela, but that being the championship game would have been freaking awesome. Those two teams. But it was just the atmosphere too. I love that kind of stuff. I love how into it the crowds were. Even yesterday, credit to the USA fans, man. They showed up. They didn't want to be completely outdid.
Yes.
Tried? All right. Coming up next, we will announce the winner of the flag football draft between Connor and John Kincade. And I have some random nuggets. Every night on social media, I like to like things to use for the show. I have some random nuggets that we will bring up on the air coming up next. It is Kincade and Salciunas here on 97.5 The Fanatic. All right, FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge dropping bonus bets into everyone's account for the tournament. That's awesome. And the tournament starts tomorrow. Use them on your bracket picks, money lines, spreads, totals, game props, same game parlays. The thing that I always like to do, kind of like I always tell you about the NFL division winners, I like to do the 4 teams that I think will make it out of the Final Four, and I parlay them. And if it hits, it's a pretty nice payout. If it doesn't, still had fun doing it. Don't wait. These bonus bets are only available for a limited time. So just visit FanDuel.com/local to learn more. That's FanDuel.com/local. You got to be 21 plus, present in Pennsylvania. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days at the receipt. Max bonus $500 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Sixers can't avoid the injuries, but lately
Kincade and Salciunas right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. All right, it is 9:47 here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Just saw the crew of Middays with Marks out in the hallway. Johnny Marks, Sean Brace, Ray Dunn. They will all be joining the show coming up at 10 o'clock. Sean Brace rocking the Team USA jersey. Now it's Bryce Harper,
the runner-up Team USA jersey.
So Harper hits the big home run, so he's representing Harper. Dylan McKinnon out in the hallway rocking the Bryce Harper Phillies jersey. What is the more appropriate move this morning?
I think they're both fair, right?
No, the wearing the today isn't. I do admire, though, what I admire about Sean Brace there is, and I said it to you, Connor, is I admire wearing the gear of the team after your team loses.
Yeah, sure.
Like, I think that's something that's like, I know people like, just chuck it aside. And just like, I think it's good. Wear the gear after your team loses. And it seems like who Brace is. Could be.
Good. That's good.
My wife heard his voice for the first time because she didn't listen much.
And
she said he has a very kind voice.
That's good.
That's Sean Brace.
All right. Where are we at YouTube poll related?
So the votes are coming in on the flag football teams. 56% of the vote currently on my side.
All right, so you have the majority, but like our Dr. Avidana polls, that's pretty tight. That's a tight, strong poll right there.
It's not a blowout.
That is a tight poll.
Have people climbed in on the text line? I know it was a lot of names to try to follow along with.
Yeah, it is 3-2 on the text line in favor of John.
Oh, okay. So you get the text liner vote, and Connor shockingly gets the YouTuber vote.
You mean shockingly?
They love you. They hate us.
This.
Oh, I thought you were talking trash on my team.
No, YouTube hates us. They love you.
They love you. So that's
a beautiful thing.
Who doesn't, baby? Get in line.
It's like politics. You pick a side and you stick with it.
There you go.
All right. So did you guys see this report about what baseball might do in the minor leagues?
What? What? You have a look on your face like you're bothered by it.
So
is it something bad?
They're gonna do the automatic ball strike.
Thank heavens!
All right, and
it's not a challenge system.
No, they're gonna do it.
You mean they want to get the calls right, which is amazing. That's great. Finally,
but they're changing where second base is.
What? Are they doing this or is it proposed?
I'm guessing proposed.
What?
Here's one of the potential changes. And by the way, that means it's got to I imagine if it's being written, it's happening because it's March 18th. Like the season starts in a couple of weeks. To encourage more action on the bases, in the International League, second base will be placed entirely within the perimeter of the infield diamond during the second half. This change will decrease the distance between first base and second base and the distance between second and third base by approximately 9 inches. Double the change achieved by increasing the size of the bases from 15 inches to 18 inches. MLB will work with the groundskeepers in the International League to move second base prior to the start of the second half of the 2026 season.
What are they doing?
So they're moving second base closer to the pitcher's mound.
No, but why are they doing this?
Why?
Because they want people to steal more bags.
It's stupid.
I don't.
This fundamentally changes the entire game.
I don't get it, man. That's
stupid.
Okay, they increased the bases. One of the reasons was the stealing, but also they claim it's more. It protects the first baseman a little bit more. Okay, fine. College has been doing the
protects
the
first
safety
baseman.
bag.
Okay.
Yeah, the increased bag so that you don't get cleated. Okay, you're trying to tell me that's safety related. Fine. It's kind of like the bogus tush push thing. This is for player safety. This is just because you wanted the game to change. I don't get this one. I don't think second base being moved up and being 9 inches closer to both first and third base makes somebody want to watch the game more. I really don't.
I don't either. I don't even understand. You are fundamentally changing the sport.
Yeah.
You're fundamentally changing everything with this. This is ridiculous. It's like saying the red zone now is going to be, you're going to add 5 yards to the red zone. Or you're adding 5 yards to each end zone.
Right, exactly. We're
going to add 5 yards to each end zone, or the football field, we're going to widen the end zones. This is stupid.
Yeah, I don't get it. This is one that we've credited baseball's rule changes have worked out so much for them. I really don't get it. Some other things they're going to test out in the minor leagues. In Double-A, the disengagement is being dropped from 2 to 1. So that changes.
I love that.
That changes a lot of things. Look, they're doing this to test it out. Does not mean that it's going to happen in Major League Baseball. But that's not one that I would even think is something that you would want to change.
I don't know. We'll see how it plays out.
Well, why are you doing it?
Yeah, I don't.
Who's asking for this nonsense?
This isn't a benefit to anybody. It's just stats.
That's what trying to get more people to sweat bags, which they think is more exciting. We'll see how.
Yeah, they think it's more exciting, but teams still don't do it because teams are saying, "Why risk running into an out?"
Maybe it's those extra 9 inches they just cut down. 9 inches is a lot.
Yeah, look.
Ask Dr. Ivan Appel. Ask him. There you go.
Yep. I just don't. I don't get it. I was when I read that one, I was surprised. Also,
that's so dumb.
Yeah, I don't get it. We have the All World Baseball Classic team, Johnny, voted on by the people that do this.
Okay.
Austin Wells of the Dominican Republic,
Dominican
Republic legend Austin Wells.
Okay.
Catcher. Luis Arraez was tremendous for Venezuela. He was the first baseman. Bryce Terang, second baseman. He played for Team USA. Michael Garcia won the MVP. He had the big home run in the previous round for Venezuela. He won the MVP. He was the all third baseman. Ezequiel Tovar, also of Venezuela. He's the shortstop. Your outfield, Roman Anthony. Fernando Tatis Jr., the DR. How about Dante Nori? Philly great at the age of 21. Outfielder for Italy. Shohei wins the
Good to see a Philly that had a good tournament.
Aaron Nola was one of the 3 pitchers.
That's great, too.
Paul Skeens, Logan Webb, and Aaron Nola were your 3 pitchers on the All-World Baseball Classic team.
Oh, yeah. Philly's representation, baby.
Dante Nori, man. Well, we won't see him for another 6 years.
You say the Phillies need more seasoning. They just need more Italians.
That could be it, too. I don't know. I just need spunk. I need spark. If you want to put an espresso machine in there, go for it. I don't care. Go for it.
I wouldn't say no. As long as media could pop in before the game, get one. I get sleepy sometimes.
No, you're not gonna get. It's for home runs only, dude. You're not getting them. All right. So, updated YouTube poll.
59% me, 41% John.
All right, and then text lines team John. It's just the way that it is.
We'll see.
Yeah, I think you had a good second half of your draft. I didn't like your early draft, but I didn't like Connors either. I didn't like Alvin Kamara.
You like my early draft?
You don't like anything. What do you like?
Would you have gone Brady Hurts or would you have gone Burrow and Daniels?
I would have gone Brady Hurts.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because Brady doesn't have to move. He just needs to freaking sling it, and he will.
Also, your biggest miss is giving me Brady and then also letting me get Gronk. You got to take Gronk off the board if you're going to give me Brady.
You know what? I like John's team better.
My team's better.
Then place your vote.
John.
My team is better.
Yeah, the Tyrann Mathieu selection was big for me.
He's retired.
My quarterback position is better. It's not even close.
You know what? I switched to Connor. You have Logan Paul. I can't pick a Logan Paul.
Well, it's terrible. No. He's not playing.
Oh, yeah,
I've already
right,
said.
Right.
I told Mark DeRosa he ain't playing.
That's good. All right, everybody have a great rest of your day. Middays with Marks comes your way next. We'll be back at it tomorrow on a Thursday here on The Fanatic.